Woo! We are live. Welcome back to BRAP, another Basement Radio Arcade podcast on this Christmas Eve. Can't believe Christmas is already here. This is crazy. The holidays are upon us. That means hopefully a lot of us get new video games. Maybe some of us get some consoles. Some of these hard to find consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. But on that note, we got a great show in store for everyone. We got the Drunk Cat, we have Dark Optimus, and we have my man Gaming Forte, who's back. And on that note, let's go ahead and get the show started right now. Woo! I love that intro. I say that every week. I love that intro.
Dope.
Yeah. I love it. Little God of War. You like that, Al, huh?
Oh, incredible, dude. I like the Halo stuff. I like the God of War stuff.
Yeah, little Halo 5, a little Final Fantasy. Love it.
The Photoshop designer in me loves when the light on the arcade box flickers and it actually casts a shadow.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I was like, ooh, I every time I see it, I know that I was like, man, that's like those little details that like kind of make something stand out above everything else, and that's what that intro is, man. That music though. Let's be for real. The music,
I love the music.
Sells it.
Oh, I love it. I love the music. Love it. Big shout out to Graphic God who put that together for us. So thank you, Jay. Always appreciate the work that you do for BRAP and other channels out there as well. But look, we have a great show in store for everyone. It's our holiday show, the Christmas Eve show, as Christmas Eve is tomorrow, and then Christmas and the holidays kick off by that great stuff, good stuff. You know, hopefully Santa brings you stocking stuffers with PlayStation games and Xbox games and Nintendo games and maybe consoles under the tree. One can hope. But we have an awesome show. We have some returning guests. We have someone that's been this guy. Okay, this guy is old school BRAP. He's an OG. He was actually one of the first moderators on BRAP, former panel member, regular panel member, and has been on the show a couple times since. We got the Drunk Cat, Alcoholicost. Al, welcome back to BRAP, sir. Cheer!
Oh.
I'm cheersing to you, by the way, with my IPA.
I'm cheersing you back. I got what I got. I got Hazy Jane right now. I got a Scuba Tank can. Hazy Jane.
Scuba Tank.
Yeah, 16-ounce can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was called that.
I call them Scuba Tank cans for like the bigger IPA cans. Yeah, man, they're real. The real ones, not the little 12-ouncers. Yeah, thanks for having me back, Enrique, and I'm ready to discuss whatever you're going to discuss. I honestly have no idea what we're going to discuss.
Yeah, I probably should have sent the topics, but I've been kind of busy today, man.
I'm assuming it has to do with Cyberpunk.
Yes, yeah, absolutely has to do with Cyberpunk. Yes, based on the title.
I thought it was about the most powerful console ever made, the chicken.
Oh man, it heats my chicken at the same time.
Oh, man,
the chicken. Did I miss something?
The KFC console.
The KFC console.
Oh, the KFC console. Yes.
Yeah.
I did see. Yeah.
Incredible.
The most powerful console in the world.
Oh my goodness.
They called it a console, man. So that means it must be true, right?
Does it have ray tracing?
They said it's got ray tracing.
I tell you what, there's nothing like ray traced chicken.
Man, I don't know, man. I think that chicken's gonna have like a fever.
Fever, Jesus. All right. On that note, we got returning guests. We got my fellow Latino brother, Orale. We have Dark Optimus in the house. What's up, Optimus? Or Goldblum, whatever name you go by. I don't know what name you go by these days.
I go by many names, man. People just keep on giving me nicknames, and I just keep,
Is Stormy Daniels
stacking them on. Stormy Daniels, fucking Angry Otter. Just a bunch of crap.
Oh my gosh.
Angry Otter. That's actually a good one right there.
That's pretty funny, yes. And the gentleman you hear with a nice bass voice, none other but Gaming Forte. Forte, welcome back, man. We missed you last week, sir.
Oh yeah, man. I missed y'all too, man. It was last week was a sale setup, and it was like, who set this sale up and make it home? And by the time I got done, I was like, who it is 8:45. I made it home by 9:10. No, not 10. It was 9:45. I made it home by 10:10. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even about to interrupt because y'all had a really good show going on last week too.
Thank you.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not. It's like I'm not gonna come in here with my crazy antics and say something like all you guys are wrong about every damn thing y'all saying. So, but you know how I am. So I'm gonna let this show live off of what this show is because it was a really good show.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Great show last week, and had Hogue from Hogue Law on Saturday. And that was a great show as well. Hogue had some really interesting insight in the whole Cyberpunk thing, which we'll talk about again because apparently it seems like I don't know. It just seems like a big shit show with that game. Although the game's good, I'll throw that out there. I'm playing it.
He had a really good take, except for the one thing that he always brings up on this freaking show when he comes over when he talks about Mass Effect.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that was the point when I was at work listening, and I was like, okay, this is a trigger point right now. He knows what he's doing, so I'm just gonna ignore this statement from one of the best lawyers that I know on YouTube. So I'm gonna let him live off this one. But we all know that he is absolutely wrong when it comes to everything that comes out his mouth when it comes to Mass Effect and its trilogies.
It's interesting. He wasn't even hyped for the Mass Effect 4 like teaser trailer that we got at the Game Awards. He wasn't even hyped for that because I asked him about it. I said, "Were you excited?" He's like, "No, I wasn't. Not really." I said, "Oh, okay."
Oh, yeah.
So, I was kind of surprised by that.
If we cast if there's some type of maybe if there was some type of scandal or something around the Mass Effect trilogy, then he would be more excited because then he could talk about it on his YouTube channel and grow to 50,000 subs. Talking about one of the best IPs that was ever launched in life, and maybe he'll be more interested in it then. So I'm waiting until it drops because I guarantee you he's gonna play it and he's gonna love it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Real quick, we lost Al.
I think he's jumped out because his mic was bottling because he saw it in the chat.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So real quick, some show notes. Next week, BRAP will be back on the 30th. Our 2020 of the year recap show. Man, this year, man, Jesus, yeah, this year's been.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So,
it's going to be that's the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a New Year's Eve show, just like we have a Christmas Eve show. Ooh. And yeah, so Al, we're gonna do our year in 2020 review. And Al, I gotta be honest, I think I've had too many IPAs, dude.
You can never have too many. Hey, chat, can you guys let me know if I'm botting again?
No, you sound actually much better.
You sound good.
Much better. Yeah. I'm using my old mic right now.
Thank you. You sound much better, Al. And I think your cat just winked at me.
My cat. If you watch my cat avatar, it will actually move.
So
don't.
No, I think it does.
I'm just kidding.
Dude,
don't.
Don't.
No, I was actually staring.
Did it move?
Is that gonna move?
You're right.
I thought it moved. Like when you said, "Did his avatar this move?" No, it's the little. It's like the little circle around his avatar that's throwing it off and making it look like it's moving.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you, Al. There's something posh about your cat. I just can't. Yeah,
you like that?
I think it's a scarf.
Money well well spent, right there.
Is it the scarf or the fact that he's wearing like a pea coat? I'm just confused. I'm confused here.
He just looks like disgruntled.
But he doesn't look disgruntled. He looks like he's drinking a martini.
I have a question. Do you have a picture of yourself with that same pose that you just said, making it into a cat?
I believe.
I do not. However, I was going to dress as my avatar for Halloween this year, but I did not get around to getting a white and red scarf. Maybe next year.
Hey, Al,
it doesn't have to be a red and white. You can say to the artist, use your own imagination on what you want this to look like, but just take this profile pic and make it into a cat.
Oh yeah. Maybe, possibly.
Who did it? Who actually did that icon?
It's gonna sound really sketchy, but I honestly don't know.
What?
My friend Robot Brush, Martin on Twitter, Robot Brush.
Yeah, is he still doing
He's
work
a good.
for
He's a good follow. He used to do the
Angry
I
Joe
think
stuff?
he still does stuff for Angry Joe. I think he does the visual effects for him.
Yeah,
He and
great guy,
I
great dude.
are friends on Twitter, and he got someone to make me an avatar from Poland. So this is a Polish artwork right here. But I own everything.
Was it CDPR who made that for you?
No.
You sure?
No, but this guy was really professional. He gave me like the negatives and everything.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Real deal.
I love it. I like it.
It's clean, bro. It's
like,
so clean.
Yeah,
it's good.
Al, is it? Am I overstepping the lines here by saying you're kind of famous? Kind of.
No, I am not famous at all. I'm infamous.
Well, okay, you
no,
are.
No. I don't think so.
But you do, and I'm not going to say too much, but you do have some insight on things.
I have some friends in powerful places, or is it powerful friends in regular places? I don't know. But
Whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a couple of insiders from PC Gamer. I have some insiders from Best Buy Corporate. I have some insiders from certain studios from Sony and Microsoft, and maybe I might actually have an insider of Nintendo going into 2021. That's a new thing.
Okay.
I have never had this before, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Al. Al. You know, it's interesting. You keep a low profile on Twitter, kind of, but you know things. It's kind of interesting, you know.
Yeah.
But anyhow, So next week's our 2020 recap show. We're gonna have Lord Sovereign from the Iron Lords podcast, the ILP. Been trying to get Sav on, trying to get Sav on for a long time, but Sav works crazy hours. The ILP, every one of them, they work like 8 in the evening to like 6 in the morning. Like while the rest of us are sleeping, they're working. And it's pretty much the whole like the whole panel. It kind of works like that. So we're gonna have Sav on. Excited to have him on. So definitely check out that show again. It's our New Year's Eve show, and we're gonna kiss
Eve. What's that?
Yes.
The 30th?
Yes, the 30th. Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay. I had to think about that. Sorry.
We're gonna be drinking some IPAs, you know, Al, because IPAs are good. Although I think I've had too many today. I'm just gonna be honest there.
Too many.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to grab the reins of the podcast later, if you know what I mean.
What is the IPA choice? What is the IPA choice on this podcast?
Let's see. I'm actually drinking something called from Smoketown. It's called the Patsy. It's a New England IPA, 6.2%. But I did have something earlier from DC, which was a Belgium IPA that was like 9.2%.
Damn.
So the Belgium's kind of talking to me right now.
You gonna start talking Dutch?
I don't even know what Dutch. I don't know what that sounds like.
It'd be incredible, by the way.
Like what if I started talking like speaking in Dutch? Would that be amazing?
My head would explode like the bad guys on the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You make me want to go in my refrigerator and grab a dogfish. I've been drinking those.
Oh, so good, dude. So good. Did you get the 90-minute or the 120-minute?
The 120.
That's what I'm talking about. You know that they sell the 120-minute, the big bottles for holiday. So right now, your liquor stores, check them out. They're about the size of like a wine bottle.
Oh, yes, they do. You're right. Yes.
And you know what, guys? That's all you need right there, man.
That is all you need.
That's a good time all night right there.
That's a good time.
Just give me the bottle. No, it's not wine.
Oh, my God.
I'll drink it out of a wine glass, though. That's amazing beer.
You want to hear something funny? My wife, for the holidays, she bought boxed sangria.
Whoa.
And she's like, honey, I bought boxed sangria. Hope that's okay. I'm like, look. You know what? Let me tell you something. I love wine. Good wine's great.
Oh yeah, slice up
wine. Nothing,
throw it in there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little box sangria. You know, it's got a little dispenser. It's the way to go. You know, I've got like 6 kids, man. When you met me, Al, when you were like
6 kids. No,
I
making an NBA team.
No, I really don't have 6. I have 4 kids. 4.
Like the NBA did just start back up today.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
No, I have 4 kids, and Al, when you met me, I only had one kid. I just had one. Remember that?
Oh my God.
You had none, and I had one.
You got busy, man.
I got like a Burger King bathroom, right?
Oh, jeez.
What's going on?
No comment.
Forte, help me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're right. This is your show. Go for it.
Forte's like, oh shit. No, it's like, it's funny because it's funny, Al, because when I think about every time you come to the show, man, I think about like old school, like when you were on BRAP and we had industry guests on, and we were like we're still a small channel, but like
you were getting some good ones on there, man. David
Jaffe. Remember David Jaffe the first time we had him on?
That was wild, man.
Yeah. God, who else do we have? I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, Ryan McCaffrey. Remember Ryan?
Oh yeah, Ryan McCaffrey. That was wild too, man. I was like, oh, dude, I read OXM, dude. I followed you. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, Ryan was a great guest. Yeah,
and now you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, man, with me on here.
No, you're our Hollywood connect. You're like Hollywood Hogan, man.
And look at us now.
Look at us now. 5 years later.
I think we actually winning. Getting you on here, man. Because remember, you don't do shows you don't like, but you consistently say you hate this show.
That is true.
So the fact that you keep saying you hate it, but you keep coming back means we winning.
That is true.
Yeah,
I like to hate things, And,
Dark, that's interesting. You're like
that I hate.
Like I'll reach out to Dark and like message him and be like, "Fuck you," and I'll be like, "Okay," and then I'll be like, "Hey, man, do you want to come on BRAP?" Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
If he's willing to put up with Crossfire every other week, then he's definitely willing to do it with us.
If I'm willing to
if you're willing, listen to
shave an eyebrow for next podcast, then I'm.
Whoa. You're the voice.
Intense.
You're the voice. You're the voice of reason, by the way, in that podcast.
I try to be, man. It's hard when those guys are just. They're so. Sometimes I love them, but man, sometimes I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah, it's like some of those hot takes they make on that podcast makes me want to throw a hot bowl of soup in my face. You know what I mean?
It's not. I don't think it's that bad, but
it's that bad. I love him. I like K Mega's a great dude. Xbot's a good dude, but some of those takes, man, it's like fuck. Love those guys though. I love them. I really do.
This is a show where we talk about other people's podcasts.
Yeah, we talk shit about everybody else's podcasts except for the ones that we're on right now.
Oh my goodness, no. It's not. We're not talking shit for you. We just, it's just,
Yeah, like Crossfire. Fuck that podcast.
Oh my goodness. All right. All right, real quick. So I want to give everyone kind of a BRAP update real quick. So we're talking about this when we went live, and this is gaming related. Finally, finally, right? Well, big shout out to those podcasts. We do love those podcasts. We love all those guys. So don't want anyone to take what we're saying the wrong way because somebody will.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, we love all those guys. No, seriously, all jokes aside. So Santa Claus. Look, I'm 43. I still believe in Santa, everyone. I really do.
He lives down the street.
I mean, why not?
I thought you said Santos Claus. He lives at the end of my street.
Who's Santos Claus? Who's that? Who's that? He sounds like somebody I might want to know.
Isn't he in the Latino network? Don't you all know each other?
Oh wow!
Wow. Santos Claus sounds like somebody that I might want to meet up to get some if I'm running out of herbs, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Herbs. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, my old neighbor was named Jesus, but I call him Jesus just because it was hilarious. And he was a weed dealer. And
wow.
So every time I would tweet on Twitter, I'd be like, "Oh man, saw Jesus today," and all these like religious people would like it, and like churches would like retweet it, and I'm like, "No, man, he's just selling. He's just making the congregation happy." It's just so hilarious.
That's funny. Jesus. I love that.
My Lord, today.
Yo, man, New Jersey's legal.
Yeah, it is
decriminalized. It's decriminalized. It's not legal. It's decriminalized.
Oh, well, I mean, essentially that's kind of legal though, right? Like, I mean,
12 months, first dispensary. Not that I'm counting. 12 months though.
Oh, you sure? You think it'll be that slow? That's slow?
Yeah, probably.
Because I swear, once Michigan went legal, dispensaries were up in 2 weeks.
Let me tell you something.
We're super democratic, and it was like never going to happen in a never going to happen state, and it happened. So they're not ready for it.
It's still weird when I go because of course I live about 35 minutes outside of Detroit. Okay. And as soon as I get to Detroit, it's like the first thing you see before you even cross the border is dispensaries. And it's like a bunch of them. And every time I ride by there, I'm like, man, this is just weird to know that this is just everywhere.
I want to talk to Samson. I hear that, man.
Such a great movie.
Yeah, when things get hard, I pick up the car with a smiley face.
I'll
Call
just
them
say
over to my
this:
place.
in California, once it hit legal, they were just like dispensaries were already up already.
That's what I'm saying. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not even 2 weeks. I'm talking about like the day of. They were already up.
Listen, they already had the name for the building. They just had it covered with another name, and they say, "All right, time to rebrand."
Pretty much. That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah. So Santa Claus actually came early for BRAP this year. So my birthday, actually, believe it or not, is January 3rd. So it's like right after the holidays. So I always give myself like a combination gift: birthday, Christmas gift, right?
Oh.
And so this year, much to Al's chagrin, I didn't get the C10. I said it right, by the way, Al.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It's not a CX. It is the C10. Tell your friends. Tell your loved ones.
Tell your loved ones, right? I think I want to get the OLED, but here's the thing: like,
they're so expensive. They're so expensive.
But see, I come from that school. I come from the panties. You know, the panties, not panties, the panties.
Panties.
Look, man, you gotta spell it out for the people, man. You know, you've been drinking. They go kind of.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about right now?
Are you talking about panties? Are they dropping? Panties are dropping.
Man.
That was
like what?
That was your combo. That was your combo gift.
This is a non-cam podcast, right?
Right. Yeah. Forte. Yeah. Right. Forte. No panties should be dropping in my household. Let me tell you that right now.
Oh my God, your wife. Hey, aren't you still married though?
Yeah, but get how many kids I have, man. That's trouble.
Man, you gotta make
trouble, bro.
Panties have to drop at least.
No, Forte. That is trouble. Forte.
He already had 6 kids. He's got to make the beast in now.
Look, man, you supposed to make you're gonna make you got to make an executive decision for the family and say, yo, we can't have no more kids. What are we gonna, but we can't stop having the thing that panties got to keep dropping. So what we have to do?
Forte, that sounds like a song.
Panties got to keep dropping. Yeah. So what we gonna do? We can't have more. That should be a verse. That's a sidebar. It's literally a background singer saying that, like, we can't have no more kids.
I promise everyone listening, this really is a gaming podcast.
Eventually.
Not at the very end of the year, especially at the end of 2020.
Yes, right. After fucking this year, man, shit. Like, it was just, Anyhow, look. So I come from the Panasonic plasma TVs, school of thought, right?
So good, good.
You remember the plasmas?
Underrated.
You remember the Pioneers? The what are they called? What were the Pioneer plasmas that were like fucking awesome?
They're like 90 fucking pounds for like the small 42-inch. They're like ridiculous.
And they suffer from terrible burning too, by the way.
Oh, absolutely terrible. But like the richest, the black colors and the richest, like the actual deep color before OLED panels.
The Kuros.
I don't even know, man. I don't know. But they were awesome.
So Panasonic kind of took that technology and improved upon it. Did better with the with the burn-in stuff. Anyhow, so Santa Claus bought BRAP this year. I wanted to get the C10 65-inch, but a couple things happened. One, I want to get a 3080 or 3090 GPU, right? Because I love it.
That's
as
much as the TV costs.
That's okay. What I was gonna say.
So it's like, so do I spend $2,200 on a TV, or do I, split the difference in cost and get another TV and then have money left over to get the kind of GPU that I want? So that's the decision I made. I said, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead, and I wanted to get I was talking to a couple people like behind the scenes, right? I was reading is it Ratings or Ratings? I don't forget what.
Ratings, baby. Ratings.
Ratings is the shit.
Yes,
they are the shit.
Yeah,
so I went to an HDTV test for anybody in the chat. That's where you go.
Is HDTV Tech the YouTube guy?
HDTV test is that's my man.
The YouTube guy who makes funny jokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. So
he's actually he's an OLED calibrator.
Yeah, I love him, by the way. Like, he actually helped me calibrate my not like personally calibrate my PS5, but he has a video and how to like properly calibrate your.
I did the same thing when I calibrated mine, but him and then Ratings. Ratings is probably literally the number one reason why TCL is actually out there as much as it is, because because their review of that TV literally got people to go out and spend that $500 to $600. Like, yo, this TV's better than most $1,500 TVs, and they weren't wrong. They were
that TCL was solid. Like I actually
series was really good for TCL.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I in 2017 I got the 5 series TCL based on ratings and CNET's reviews, right? Because that's when the Xbox One X came out, right? So I got that TV 55 inch. All right. Yeah. So then I was like, I wanted to get the C10 or CX, as some people call it now. And again,
they're wrong. Tell them they're wrong to their face.
I will. I'm like, you're wrong.
If Vincent calls it the C10, it is a C10. And Vincent, thank you, Darksia. I forgot his name. It was off. It's Vincent from HGTV Test.
Yes, it is.
He is the official, he's like a certified OLED panel guy. He worked for LG.
Yeah,
he's the dude.
He knows his shit.
If Vincent calls it a C10, it is a C10. It is not CX.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Now.
Yeah.
So I want to get the GPU because I love PC gaming, and Al, I credit to you for me being a PC enthusiast now because PC gaming really changed my gaming perspective on stuff. Right, like it's just really good.
Yeah, it's a great platform. If you don't fuck around and do stupid shit, but it's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I like because it's open.
I had to reinstall Windows, but that wasn't my fault.
That's Windows' fault.
Yeah, it's Windows' fault.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's a pain in the ass. I've been open about this. Being a PC gamer is a pain in the ass and the greatest thing ever at the same exact time. It's
like marriage.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare.
If you treat it good, it'll be good. Don't cheap out and don't do stupid shit.
Yeah,
it'll bite you in the ass.
It will bite you in the ass. Yeah, and so. So I want to get the GPU, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend like $2,200 on the 65 inch.
Yeah.
Right? And so I went with ratings. They recommended the Vizio Quantum P, right?
Yeah.
So it was either between. I wanted the Quantum X because that was a step up, but they were sold out. Like I couldn't find it anywhere.
Right.
And I was looking at the Sony 900H, which got good reviews, but then something kind of stood out to me about the ratings review of the Quantum P from Vizio. I've never been a Vizio fan. Like I'm like, I'm kind of like on them, but then I was like, I have a TCL, so I got a 55 inch TCL. I was like, let me check out this Quantum P. Talked to a couple of people that knew that had it, and all these guys were gamers. Like, yeah, this shit's it's a great TV. You should definitely look at it. And ratings had it as best HDR TV for gaming or best HDR gaming TV
or LCD. Like
yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting for like $1,000.
Yeah.
Let me read it. So I started reading more, and then I started talking to the people that actually have it. And so I pulled the trigger, got it from Best Buy for like $9.79 on sales, like $20 off, whatever. And let me just tell you something, guys. I will never go back to 55 inch TV.
I'm telling you guys.
Never.
It's an expensive rabbit hole to go down.
Dude,
once you get to a big TV,
10 inches is doing it for you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. Pause. Forte.
That's something that your wife probably gonna ask you in the next.
Wow.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Oh, here comes number 7.
Yes. So Forte Forte has
I need those extra 10.
Okay. All right, Paul.
I came for the games, guys.
Yes.
I need the extra 10. I need you to get off that. I need you off that podcast at 11 o'clock sharp. No going over.
Wow. I don't know.
We gotta have our Christmas Eve meeting.
Oh my goodness, Forte.
Hey, if
where's slow-mo?
You sure you want to keep you sure you want to give Forte the reins to
Oh no, I'll keep it on track.
I'm drinking water right now as we speak.
Probably a good idea there.
Yeah, I'm like V in Cyberpunk. I'm not popping that red pill right now.
Oh man, look, Enrique's the reason that V walking around and everything's clipping through his pants. It's modeled after Enrique.
Penis too.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, what's funny is that I had a lovemaking session with V and one of the characters in the game, and when it was over, we got called to meet with someone, and V was like naked. I'm like, whoa, what is going on?
Hey, when you gotta go to the job, you gotta go to the job,
I
man.
had to put his clothes back on, but I don't know if that's a bug. Like, is that a bug? Is it? I don't know. Maybe it is.
Yeah, I think it's a bug.
Yeah, so
That's funny.
I think the funniest thing I've seen now that you brought up that Cyberpunk, the crazy sex scene is I was watching KSI play. He did the playthrough, and he had a same-sex encounter, and it it did not go well.
I saw that. Yes,
it did not
You're like,
go.
"Oh!"
No, I didn't want to do this.
They're like, "Oh!"
It was so good. He was
It was good,
screaming like, "No,
I
I
saw that.
can't stop it!"
It was funny. Yeah,
He
I
made me
saw it.
forget that the game is actually a good game, but the story, the story leading up to it was a damn shame.
Yeah. So let me get back to the TV.
Yeah, get to your story, man.
All
So
right,
no more Enrique and lower half jokes.
Oh yes. So okay. So I got this TV, and I did have some issues because, like the Xbox Series X, like I was on. This is crazy. I spent an hour on the phone with Visiotech because I was having issues with the HDMI 2.1 port and the Xbox Series X, where I kept losing signal.
Oh,
And like,
okay.
what the hell's going on? I couldn't figure it out. And you know what it came down to? I just had to disable variable refresh rate on the Xbox. Once I did that, it was fine.
Weird.
Yeah, really weird. Vizio's aware of it. They're working on a patch. Like, that's coming.
Okay. That's good.
But it's weird though. So I had variable refresh rate enabled on the TV, but I couldn't have it enabled on the Xbox at the same time.
That's so weird, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Firmware
only
stuff.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. It kind of, this whole 120 hertz with these TVs, I mean, with consoles now, has really shown that we've been lied to for a couple of years about these TVs being ready to support it right out of the box.
There's software that goes behind.
You're literally seeing, because nobody was like, there was no devices that could push 100 outside of a PC, and most people that have PCs don't play on TV. So now it's like everybody's starting to see that that's a thing now, and these manufacturers are going back saying, "Yo, we got a patch for it." Even for the C10, it wasn't even the day people bought it. It was not ready out the box, even knowing they still
no. Yeah. When I had when I got the 2080 Ti and I hooked it to my LG C9, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be sick. And then I'm like, why the fuck is it not even playing anything higher than 60 frames a second? It took a while for the patch to go to the LG C9, and when I got my my first C10, it by that time it had already come in. But yeah, the day one people who had the TVs ready to rock and roll because these are the future-proof TVs that you'll need. Well, we got fucking shafted for at least 3 months.
Yeah. What's interesting, Al, is that I think the last patch from Vizio actually addressed some of the issues with the Xbox Series X. Some of them at least, because there's still this issue that with having VRR on, but they also addressed if you have an RTX 30 series card, like I think it said like if you have the 3080, it enables you to do whatever the 3080 will whatever I forget what it is, but so
G-Sync 120 4K, and I think it supports HDR 10 10 12
10. So I mean, so this TV, like a couple things it had variable refresh rate, which I wanted. It supports AMD's FreeSync. It's got two HDMI 2.1 4K 120 megahertz inputs, and then it's got other two HDMI inputs. So I'm like, this is cool. Like, I want this. Obviously, black level's not the same level as an OLED or a plasma, if you will. You're not going to get those with LED, but I think the one thing that people like, I guess OLEDs are great. Like, I'm not going to downplay OLEDs. Great picture.
No.
Yeah. But the one, I think if there's one like Pro that an LED has over OLEDs, that the HDR pops a little bit more, right?
Yeah, because they get brighter. They're a brighter panel.
Yeah, they get brighter, right? So and so I'm like, cool, like good contrast, black levels of this for an LED for this TV. So plugged in Destiny. I'm going to bring up Destiny 4K.
Such a great
Let me tell you something.
HDR right there.
Oh my god, dude, the HDR, the particle effects, Al. Holy shit.
Insane, man.
They popped like more than my TCL did. And I haven't even calibrated my TV yet. I got calibrated settings from ratings that I haven't used yet. But
Yeah.
dude, this TV.
What I would suggest too, not to interrupt you,
Yeah, go ahead, man.
do their settings, but then adjust it to how you want it to do. Don't just rely on some schmuck who reviews TVs fucking nonstop all year long. Depends on your levels, like how you see your set. Like my OLED, I play in pure darkness right now. I'm playing in darkness right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So when they're reviewing their set under like stage lights, they're having their settings at certain things. It's like they don't
with lighting. Yeah.
I don't know if they adjust it. Like if you have a more darker living room or a more bright living room or whatever. My living room, I have like blackout shades when I watch movies. My gaming room is all blacked out with literally dark black walls. Like you can't see anything. It's a cave, okay? Like I don't have any lights. So you just got to adjust it to how you want to play. And definitely pick 2 or 3 games that you know the colors like off the top of your head, like you know by heart, and you adjust to that. You know what I mean?
As a benchmark. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. And
I do that with movies with my plasma.
I do that with old school games, and I do that with movies. Yeah, the same Matrix and like the original Die Hard. And I use this is going to sound hilarious, but I use Mario 64 on a Nintendo 64, and I use Halo on an original Xbox because I remember the colors, the saturation levels, and everything, and then I try to build off of that. That's just my settings. Yeah.
No, that's nice, man.
That's actually a good way of doing it. I never thought about doing it that way.
Yeah, I should
do how you do memory. Well, that's how I do for memories, video games, but.
Yeah, I used to calibrate my TV based on like actually it's funny you brought up the Matrix. Matrix is one of them. And when I used to dabble, I used to have a 5.1 surround DTS situation. But I haven't done that in years because I'm just too lazy to do it now.
You got it now. You got it. They're cheap.
But I want to get like I heard Atmos is pretty badass.
Oh my god, it is a game changer.
Yeah,
so the best thing in my home theater is my Atmos system.
All right, we got to talk off.
I have a 77-inch OLED screen.
Oh my god!
The best thing in my home theater is my fucking surround sound.
All right, we got to talk offline.
I will agree with him on that. It's like your TV is the visual presentation, but the sound is what brings it together.
Oh my god! 1917 in surround sound is ridiculous.
Like I will spend hours. I will spend hours on my sound before I even do anything else on a setup.
Here we go. Bring it back to gaming. Days Gone, surround sound, best audio experience you're going to experience. I'm telling you.
Days Gone?
I'm telling you, the sound mixing in Days Gone was so underappreciated, and I'm so glad that I'm getting to replay it now at 60 frames a second, like the actual vision, I'm sure, of the directors. But that game's audio design is unparalleled.
Really? Al, okay, Al, we gotta talk offline, man. Seriously.
Yeah. If you want to talk about audiophile stuff, dude, I am a super audiophile nerd, man.
All right, so I think Santa BRAP's gonna come visit, BRAP again before the holidays after I talk to you, Al. So look, 60. Okay, so got the TV, fired up Destiny 2, adjusted the FOV, enabled 120 on Crucible, and I gotta say I was really impressed by the way Crucible ran at 120 frames. But I'm telling you, the HDR and not just that, playing a game at 6, and I'll never go back to 55. I'm done. I will never go back to 55-inch TV. 65-inch TV, and I'm about 6.5 feet away, maybe close to 7 feet, maybe 6 feet 8 inches. I'm like, Eric Jackson height, right, from my TV to my couch.
Eric Jackson height.
Yeah, because Eric's like 6'7" or 6'8", I think, in real life, right?
So I heard he's a giant.
Yeah, he's pretty big dude. Yeah. So
taller than me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm about that far, and I thought, I was worried that 65 inches was going to be too big, right? Pause.
No, man.
And I'm like, shit, I could have gone 77.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you this much, I fired up Demon Souls,
crazy,
and when I was in the Nexus, I saw more detail because the character models are bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing more on the screen. I'm closer.
It sounds so stupid, but yeah, exactly. And that's why they sell big screens, because you can notice the details. Anything that's a higher resolution than 1080, even at 1080, when it's that huge on your wall, it's awesome.
Well, if you look at,
and people want to say, well, why'd you spend almost $4,000 on a 77-inch TV? I'm like, because come to my fucking house and check it out. And then you say, oh shit, that's why you spent that money.
Yeah. And Al, it's funny, man. Like if you look at the recommended settings or sitting distance, viewing distance from for 4K versus if you look at like a 65-inch 4K versus 65-inch 1080,
yeah, 55 is like 6 feet, maybe 7 feet. 65, I think, is another 2 feet. 77 is another 2 feet. So we're talking 14 to 15 feet away. I sit 20 feet away from my screen, and it's huge. It takes up half the fucking wall that it's on.
That's awesome. And so I was like, okay, I want to mount this TV. Now I'm like, I'm not going to mount it. It's sitting on my entertainment stand. But I got to be honest with you, 77 is it's. My wife doesn't.
I paid Best Buy to have those two assholes hang that shit on my wall. I was like, you will hang this shit, and if you fuck it up, you'll get me a new one.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And they did it. They had that shit on the wall, and they were out within like 20 minutes. They're professional.
So
they didn't mess around.
So just to kind of like just wrap this topic up real quick. I'll say this: if you're not looking to spend like $2,000 or $1,500 on OLED, there's some other options out there. I know OLEDs are really popular. OLEDs are great TVs.
What's another good TV that's cheap? Hisense.
Yes, the Hisense got great reviews too.
The new Hisense 2019. I don't know if it's the AHG or AH8. It's really strange. It's alphanumerical, but I don't know. But that one, it's super highly rated on ratings. And I actually was in Best Buy right before the shutdown, right around February, and I was impressed. I told my friend, I was like, "Yo, if you're gonna buy an LCD screen, this is the one I'd buy," because he was just looking for, that's it. Dominic Thornburg, H9G. That's the TV out. It's cheap and it is awesome. Awesome. Yes, I was confused with the Sony name. He's right. Check out the chat. Yeah, it's the H9G.
Yeah, but even the Sony 900H is a good set.
It can't really go wrong. It depends on your budgetary issues, etc.
Yeah,
but I know we're probably speaking to a small market here, but if you have the money, I mean, a good 4K TV is a good 4K TV, regardless if you get an LCD screen, or an OLED screen panel, or what you get. But I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah,
it's a big step.
No, it's great, man. Like I love it. I love it. So,
someone said CRT TV. Yo, man, I got my Trinitron right to my right there.
You still have one of those?
Still, I picked it up last year. Some idiot was giving it away for free. I was like, hell yeah! I got my N64 hooked to it right now.
That's too funny.
People don't realize how much better that experience is for those older systems.
Oh yeah, man! Like Genesis, Super Nintendo. Yeah, man. That's the only way I can play Chrono Trigger, man.
Oh, what a great game. Chrono Cross, though.
Chrono Cross, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just super excited. Never go back to a smaller TV. But I do want to get to kind of our topic here.
Oh man, there's topics for this show?
There's big topics.
42 minutes in.
Yeah, 42 minutes in, yes, exactly. That's all right. So I don't even know where to start with Cyberpunk.
I'll just start from the beginning.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
A story back in 2012 when this game was first showed off with a lady leaped over with umbrellas coming out of her arms. The story of Cyberpunk began. And now continue.
As soon as that logo went across the screen, Forte, I on Twitter said, "Oh, that shit ain't coming about for a fucking 10 years."
Yeah,
and guess what? I was almost right. Almost right.
The funny thing is, people don't realize is that game, the conception of the game was in 2012, but they didn't even start working on it until 2016. So they kind of
did. Blood and Wine was done.
Right. They kind of did themselves a oops by letting the cat out the bag 4 years early.
I mean, yeah, they had to do pre-production and artwork and stuff, but man, that is like a drawn-out process. But still, I don't know. We can continue with the story.
Yeah, continue.
So, look, just when you think things can't get worse for CD Projekt Red.
Phone call.
Someone's. That's probably Stormy Daniels calling Al, or not Al.
Not me.
No, it's somebody actually calling me for a PS5.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
No, they
Oh,
want to know.
shit.
They want to know what's the deal.
Yeah, Forte, are you slinging PS5s from your trunk, bro?
No. What's up, though?
Not anymore.
You hear that? No, like he was kind of like hesitated. Like
He's like, no. Oh, we're on mute now. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can get a deal right now.
yeah. So, wow. Notice how he got a new house.
Yeah,
You
he
say?
said that.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, PS5 money.
Yeah.
Maybe he got a house that looks like a PS5. That'd be awesome.
Right. Modern take.
This is my big, ugly space oyster house.
Space oyster.
Oh,
All
dude,
right.
the PS5 is ugly as shit. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's interesting looking console. So, just when you think things can't get worse, investors are reportedly considering a class action lawsuit against CD Projekt Red. They're investors.
That's crazy. That alone is insane. That's so
They're
crazy.
investors. They feel like
Betrayed.
that, and a lot of this comes from the investors are losing money from the impact of the stock value to CD Projekt Red, right? Because this game is, I think they're
they lost like $1 billion in like 72 hours after the big news broke that it was broken on base consoles.
Yeah, and I haven't checked their
no one should follow gaming stocks because that stuff fluctuates all the time, even if nothing bad was happening. So
like crazy.
So take it with a grain of salt.
As of Monday, excuse me,
bless you. COVID.
Yeah, don't say that.
It needed to be said. I'm just messing with you.
As of Monday, I believe the stock had dropped 43% since its high on December the 4th. Like that's, I mean,
again, I know that sounds terrible, but again, don't take it with. I mean, look how fast it sold out. Not sold out, but look how many people were playing it concurrently. They've already made their money.
Oh well, they did.
So it doesn't even matter.
But man,
and that sounds terrible. And like, oh, this asshole's just saying it doesn't matter. He's a Cyberpunk defender. I'm not. I get it. It's terrible what they did to base consoles. It's awful.
But
however, they already paid for the game. They literally can just say, we'll fix it with a couple patches and not do anything. I'm not saying they are not doing anything. I'm sure they are. I do like CD Projekt Red as a developer. But I also think that these guys made all that money initially and they're just like, well, mission accomplished.
Well, didn't they put out their new sales numbers? It was like 13 to 15 million, and that was with them estimating the returns in there.
They don't care.
I was sitting there looking, I was like, because me and Luca was in a party yesterday, and she was like, whoa, well, Cyberpunk sold 13 million. I was like, well, does that account for returns? And it does. She was like, yeah, this even accounts for returns. And so they're saying that they think the game sold around 14 to 15 million. And they had 1 million, or 1 million to 2 million returns, but they still sold 13 million. So it just lets you know that the power of the wallet is not working when it comes to a lot of people that just want to play the game. Because I see so many people, like there was people, like I sold so many copies of the PS4 version because they took just because they took it off the PS Store.
Forte, did you warn people about performance on the PS4?
They already knew about it.
Oh, they do. Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, they already knew about it because let's be for real. Digital is definitely the big behemoth when it comes to this. A lot of people, especially during COVID, because the big benefits of going to a store to buy it was you was always getting it earlier than the digital download unlocked on your system. Because GameStop and Best Buy, we were all doing like 9 p.m. launches, and then you got to remember Xbox implemented that new feature where you can just download the game and preload it even if you don't own the game. So that's
such a good feature, by the way.
Yeah,
not to interrupt.
Yeah, you don't even have to own the game. You just download it, and then once you buy the game, it's already installed on your system. So a lot of people at retail was like, that's going to be huge. But the fact that no retailers are doing the late night launches or anything no more due to the virus, it kind of really killed, that momentum that they had build up throughout the year. But people was coming into the store, and I was like, yo, it's like, he said, I want to pick up Cyberpunk. I was like, are you getting it because it's not on the PlayStation Store? It's like, yeah, man, they took it off the PlayStation Store, so I'm gonna get it. I was like, you still want the game? He's like, man, I hear it's like it's not consistent. It's like I hear a lot of people having problems, but I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, it's a couple of bugs in the game. I'm not really having that terrible of it. The story's great. That's all they keep saying. The story's great. I'm not having as many bugs as some other people. It is bad, but my experience isn't what everybody else is. So if you want to try it, try it. And if people want to play this game, they're just going to go out and do it.
All right, Forte. I'm going to follow that up with I beat the game, the PS4 copy, on PS5 before the day one patch, and had a blast with the main story. All right. However, everything outside of the main story was broken AF.
Oh, so all the extra stuff that
the side content stuff where people's faces wouldn't even load. Like I'm talking, this is on PS5, right? This is I think it was version 1.02 or 1.2. It was before the day one patch. I beat it before the game came out. Next day, I think. Wow. Just because I wanted to get through the main quest, just because I could. I got the game early. Best Buy fucked up and somehow sent me the game. Yeah, I'll call them out. Best Buy, thank you.
Best Buy was the only one that the Best Buy.
Yeah. Best Buy sent me I got the standard edition on PS4 like 5-6 days early. I got it on the Sunday or something ridiculous.
That's crazy because now that kind of goes back to, and if you think about the timeline, back in April, they said the game was complete. They said it was basically just
stuff that they wanted. Awful to think about.
It is. That is awful to think about. But you know what I think they were thinking when they said the game complete? I think they're saying the story's complete on the game. Now we're going in and we're going to touch up some of the side quest stuff. We got time to add more stuff to make the game more fuller. And that kind of makes sense to the point where you can have a blast playing the single player because all that stuff was completely thought out. And the longer they had with the game, they started bloating the game by adding more side quests, more things in the game and things like that. And then all of a sudden, that's the stuff that's broken because you're not the only person that said that. Like, yo, if you stick to the main campaign, you're gonna have a ball. But when soon as you deviate, that's where the problem is.
And I'm not saying that it was a perfect experience the entire time through. I had maybe 4. I mean, I was playing heavy. I was home, not doing shit. I was playing heavy, maybe 10 hours a day, and maybe having 1 or 2 crashes. But I'm a save scummer, so I'll have 5 saves going.
Oh, you just
like
me.
Every 2 minutes, I'll just drop to the last bottom one, save over that. Every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, drop to the bottom one, or after a big story moment, save to the bottom one. Right. But that's how I got through it. But the main path, I mean, as much crap as this game does deserve on how it runs on base machines, that main story is fantastic. Well, I had a good time with it, but again, I have issues with it. It was okay. I don't think it was the greatest thing ever. I don't think it was worth the hype. I mean,
Witcher 3 better, right?
Witcher 3 is absolutely better. Better character development, better side quest content. There is good side quest content. So also Forte, I restarted when it came out formally on PC, on a banger PC.
What, 3080?
No, just a scummy fucking 2080 Ti.
You were smart. Just wait for the 3080 Ti. Then that's what
I got a deal on my 2080 Ti. I didn't pay retail. I paid $600 for it last summer.
What?
Newegg price error. You got to pay attention to those. You got to pay attention to the Newegg price errors. Who found me that? PC Canucks posted that on Twitter. PC Canucks.
Oh, he did?
Good follow. He
literally showed. He said, "Buy this now."
He's like, "Yo, Newegg didn't they didn't update the." Yeah, I got a EVGA for the win 2080 Ti for
nice, dude.
$699 instead of $1,499.
That's a steal, dude.
And everyone's like, "Oh, you have a 20." I still want a 3080 though. I'd rather get rid of that and get if that thing is so loud though when it ramps up. Anyways, long story short, PC version, it didn't eliminate all the problems. And everyone's like, "Well, the PC version is like perfect." No. It has its own set of problems, but it's a more manageable game. But it's almost a different animal. Like whereas Witcher 3 on PS4 versus Witcher 3 on the top PCs of 2015 when that came out, completely different game. To me, it was. That's how this is. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that through all that marketing hype and everything, and like, oh, you can carve your own path and everything. It's not as open as you think it is. It's very restrictive on what you do. It's just a big it's not even an open world game. It's like a semi-open world story-driven shooter.
It's like a bigger Deus Ex, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think Deus Ex does a lot of stuff better, and it's an older game.
Deus Ex does do like the stuff better. Yes,
hacking is better.
Deus Ex.
The solutions for door puzzles, like an example, you come across like a locked door, and you can either invest these points in your tech ability to hack the door and just go in,
or rip it
like
open.
7 tech, or if you look to the right, there's a fucking staircase. You could just jump up there if you move like your car over there. It's like they sort of make every puzzle has like
multiple,
not to demean it, but yeah, multiple, but not to demean it, but it's almost like a rudimentary way to solve it if you can get around it without having to upgrade your tech points. So it's like every puzzle, I'm talking every puzzle in the game can be solved like 3 separate ways.
Let me
like into a car. You can either, if you don't have the strength to break into the car, you can actually just rob the person that's in the car and take the car that way. It's like, what's the difference?
I think if they didn't hype it up as like the next coming of Jesus as far as RPGs, and just made it like, hey, this is just our take on a semi-open world shooter, and not try to say, well, we're going to try to redefine RPGs, is what they did from the day one when they showed that terrible trailer that Forte was talking about. Because that was the biggest disappointment for me. Not the bugginess, not the churning nude T poses in the middle of nowhere, like doing nothing, or warping up into outer space to crash down into the middle of the ocean to find a cat eating out of a bowl on the bottom of the ocean, and then my computer crashing so I couldn't save it. That was the funniest glitch I ever had. It wasn't that. It was the disappointment that it wasn't as great as it was. It was the Metal Gear Solid 5 experience for me all over again.
Wow.
I hyped it up so high in my brain, and then I got to it and I was just like, ugh.
Yeah. So you know what's interesting is that this lawsuit. So basically, some of the investors are the Polish investors, if you will. They're basically saying that potentially maybe CD Projekt Red is guilty of breaking Article 286 of the Polish Penal Code, which is misrepresentation in order to obtain financial benefits. That stems from the misrepresentation of this game, with as relates to the base consoles, the Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
the games that the consoles that this was designed for.
Yeah, exactly.
When it was announced in 2012. And people have to remember that. It's like, oh, it's running on 8-year hardware. What do you expect? Well, this is the hardware it was actually designed for, asshole. I mean, it should run fucking flawlessly on that. I mean, you got to think about it that way. People are like, oh, you can't think about it that way. Well, you should think about it that way, because that's why the investors are angry.
Yeah, I mean, and the stock, not that it tanked, but 43% hit. Yeah, I think someone said earlier $1 billion. They lost $1 billion in stock. In what 24? That's a lot of money.
Within 72 hours of the first post that it's a buggy, janky game. After the reviews hit, after it was at 91. And then the bad reviews came out, like everyone could post what they want, and there you go. Cryptosea just posted it, 1.8 billion in 72 hours.
It's a shitload of money in 72 hours.
That is billion with a little b.
Yeah,
that's a fuck ton of money, dude. That is multiple. That's multiple game studios worth of money right there. That's a shame.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I want to ask you guys this, because obviously this game has had some look. It's a good game. I wouldn't say it's great. It's a good game, but outside of the game itself, CD Projekt Red has been under the microscope. They haven't handled the messaging well.
They're doomed. They're doomed.
Well, I was going to ask you guys this, and I'm going to go to Dark Ottomans because he's been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
And Dark, if you could give us some Hollywood insight, like, do you think, like, after they're doomed, like, what do you think? Can they bounce back from this?
That's the thing. I think it would actually be easier to bounce back for something like this than it would be from something that completely flopped, because this game hasn't flopped. It's clearly showing that it hasn't flopped because people are still buying it. I mean, even Forte were saying, hey, we had people buying it physically because they couldn't buy it on the PlayStation Store, so they were just going out and going to GameStop and buying it. So, I mean, it's I think it's easier for them to bounce back from this, if they play their cards right and give customers and people who have bought the game and have enjoyed the game, more free DLC than they did with The Witcher 3, and then do more things like, I mean, even they said like, hey, we're only going to patch this one more time before the holidays, and then they patched it again, right? They just patched it again today.
Today is it, yeah.
So I mean, they're working on this. They're working to get this thing stable and have it working on not only the old consoles but also on the new generation of consoles. So, I mean, I have faith that they'll. I mean, my only issue with the game that I was having was crashes. It was crashing like,
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I wasn't coming across like bugs like everybody else was, but I was coming across like crashes. Like, I know a lot of people were seeing like T-posing and things like that, and that would have bothered me, but I didn't come across that. Thank God, knock on wood.
So, you know what? Not to interrupt, but I gotta say it. The number one way to make the game crash on console right now, first-person motorcycle driving. If you can drive for more than 5 minutes, it's in stable shape. I couldn't drive for more than 5 minutes on first-person motorcycle.
Yeah, I
Just crash
couldn't.
right out.
Well, that's the thing. Like, every time I would go from, I didn't have any problems with like the side missions and stuff. Like, I know you guys were saying that you had problems with like going from side mission to side mission, but like I didn't have any problems going from side mission to side mission. I just had problems of it like crashing every hour. Every hour on the dot, it would crash.
No,
And then, but now it's like maybe every 4 hours it crashes. I don't know about the date I don't know about with the
you know what? That reminds me of Fallout 4. I think I tweeted about that. I was like, it's called Fallout 4 because every 4 hours it
yeah,
crashes. Ho, ho, ho.
yeah. I mean, now I think it's with this one. Well, with the hot fix today, I don't know if that's gonna fix the crashing issue. I'm sure it'll definitely. Now it's probably like more like 6 hours, which
Hey,
I
those
don't
2 hours
I don't
though.
play games for 6 hours really anyway. So, most of the time I'm probably like play for like a couple hours, and then I go on and play, and I do something else, and then I come back and play, and then I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to video games and really anything in entertainment. I'm kind of all over the place. But I think in the long run, they have a good chance of coming back and getting in people's good graces. Maybe not with this game, but maybe with The Witcher 4 or whatever else they have in store. I do want to see them make another game. I don't want to see them just fall off and not make
They'll
anything
make
else
another game.
anymore.
They'll make another game. They're not going to be stopped.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that they will be, but I mean, it's just it just sucks to see that we get where everybody was so excited for Cyberpunk. Everybody was so hyped for it, but I think a lot of people were upset about the delays, and I think if they would have delayed it again, I mean, yeah, of course people probably would have been upset, but
They
it
should have
might have.
showed it, then delayed it.
Yeah, and then been like, well, we're gonna delay it again because of this, or they should have said, hey, it's not running very well on on PS4 and and Xbox One, and we need to get it up to snuff, and we're gonna delay the game until we get it to that. You might not get it until January or February, and I think people would have been pissed, but I think in the long run, people would have probably enjoyed it a lot more than what we're going through right now.
Mm-hmm. I think Enrique, they might come back if they do some goodwill things. Like so, they say maybe they do like the first DLC carte blanche. They just say, there you go, you guys have this. Our bad. Remember, they gave a bunch of free Witcher DLC right off the bat. But it wasn't received like this was. But they might do something like that. I completely agree with Dark Optimus, though. I think maybe they should have just said something maybe when it was initially supposed to come out, April, March, and said, we're going to delay it again. We're not comfortable with how the performance is on base consoles. Would you, the collective audience, like this version as it is now? Yes or no? And maybe we'll consider coming it out. But you know what I mean? I don't know what their thought process is. I don't know what their thought process is. I do know that, like I said, I played day one. I ended the day prior to the day one patch on PS5 and went right to the PC. But day one PC, even though that was buggy, like I said, it was a night and day difference. It was just things seemed more fluid, things seemed more cohesive. The menus didn't give me any shenanigans, and maybe they should have focused on next gen and PC, and maybe that's a bad pill to swallow after you've been telling people for 8 years that it's coming out on the base machines. But maybe it would have been in this game's best interest to be a next gen only and PC game. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know there are people that are playing on base consoles that are having a good time. One of my coworkers is playing on a base PS4. He's like, "Oh, it's buggy. I don't really notice. I've been having a blast." I'm like, "Dude, that's all that matters.
Ignorance is bliss."
I'm like, "Dude, that's all that matters." I'm glad you're not on. He doesn't go on Twitter. He doesn't go on these game sites and shit. He just asked me what I should be playing, and I don't know. If he's having a good time and people are having a good time on their base consoles, that's fine. But if they're not, they're upset and they feel that they were lied to from a company, then I'm all for them. I mean, I'm on their side. No matter what my stake is.
I think some people blow it out of proportion sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they get too involved in social media and going with everybody else, that it creates more of a hatred for the game and the developers than it does really actually critiquing them and telling them, hey, you guys fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to fix this? Instead of being like, well, you guys fucked up and we're done with you. I'm done. I can't handle it. Instead of doing that, there should have been more of like, hey, what are you guys going to do to fix this? Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Yeah. I mean, I feel for the workers there. I mean, dealing with the crunch has got to be incredibly difficult. Now you got to do this because you got to stop whatever you're going to do as far as like having these teams work on DLC and just work on getting it to run better on these machines. They also have The Witcher 4 that they're working on right now. They also have Witcher 3 remastered for the next up-res, I guess, for the next generation consoles. Is that going to be pushed back? They also have multiplayer for Cyberpunk in the works. Is that even going to be coming out anytime soon?
Oh yeah, all that stuff is probably on the back burner.
We cannot expect that anytime soon. I mean, I feel for CD Projekt Red, but it was still a shitty decision to just dump this out. Like how this passed certification from Sony, from Microsoft, and from CD Projekt Red internally is shameful. This is like, I think Fallout 76 launched in a worse state and got half as much bullshit. But because this was this is like probably the most hyped game outside of, I think, Breath of the Wild 2 right now is Cyberpunk. I honestly think that.
Well, that's because Fallout 76 was announced like the year it came out.
Yeah, it was announced like the week it came out. But
everybody didn't have time to be like, "Oh, it's fucking sucked,"
Yeah, and I know it wasn't Bethesda Works like proper,
but it wasn't even like
they're in Enrique's backyard, by the way.
Yeah, they are in my backyard, but they handled it better than CDPR has handled this whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy to see the most hyped game everyone's gonna be like, well, it's not the most hyped, whatever. One of the most hyped games ever come out, get really good reviews, and then all of a sudden everything go to absolute upside down world in like 48, 72 hours. And maybe a handful of assholes on the internet like myself who got the copy early, telling people like, dude, there's moments that this game looks incredible. There's moments that this game looks like it's running on the Switch. That is one of my tweets. You check that shit out. Like, and people were like, what? You're just being facetious. You're just spoiled. I'm like, I'm not being spoiled, dude. I got the game. It's right here.
By the way, apparently, there's something. Big shout out to Worrywart in the live chat said that with the new patch, the game seems to be running better on consoles. I think that's patch 1.06. I think it is.
Yeah.
I haven't played it
on my PS5. I'm curious to check it out. I'm downloading it on the PC version. 1 gig. PS4. 15, almost 16 gigs.
My gosh, that's crazy, man.
And everyone's like, well, it's optimizing for different things. Yeah, sure, but still, it sucks for fucking console owners. Again, I mean, you got to hang out until the thing downloads. Yeah, I'm blessed with good internet, but
Al, that's why PC is the best place to play games, man.
Well, that's not the reason, but
here we go.
I was gonna say that's not the reason, but.
You wonder why I hate coming to this fucking podcast.
Oh shit! PC Master.
Ain't got nothing to do with this.
Dark, don't lump me in with those PC Master races. So, I just play PC games. I don't defend them.
So Forte, do you agree with the rest of the panel here that they can kind of bounce back? I think Al brought up a good point about, like with The Witcher 3, they did offer some free DLC. They put out Blood and Wine, and I forget the other one that came out. That was like 40 plus.
Heart
and Stone. They were both like
Blood
40.
And Wine, oh my god!
Blood and Wine's great. Wine. Yeah.
Awesome.
They were both
that's like 20 hours of awesome right there.
Yeah, for like $10 or whatever it was. I forget what it was. But are you kind of on the same boat, Forte? That that CD Projekt Red, they can bounce back from this. Like gamers have short memory as long as they put out some maybe meaningful content with Cyberpunk, like in terms of DLC.
That's all they have to do. I mean, right now, everybody they sold 13 million during the worst time that this game can ever have. At this point, it's just going to go up from there. People have, some gamers will never forget. Some gamers will always hold this against them, saying because they lied to us, and they definitely did that. They withheld the video evidence of the current gen platforms or previous gen platforms now, and a lot of people are not going to forgive them for that. But the majority, like Al and like Adam has said, they aren't on Twitter, they're not on Facebook, they're not watching YouTube videos. They're getting a lot of their information from people like us. And the biggest thing about most of us are going to tell you the truth. Like, yo, I enjoyed the game. I still tell people there are bugs in the game. I haven't even played it yet. I'm waiting for all the patches, and it sounds like this latest patch is kind of the one that really did consoles the best. So I might actually start playing it now. But for the most part, everybody's saying I enjoyed the game. There are bugs in it. So you kind of go in your direction with that. Your mileage may vary, but it's a really good, amazing story that definitely you can get into. And this game is going to probably grow just like Witcher 3 did over the course of time. It's going to end up being one of the best games of the generation. Now, is this game going to be what Witcher 3 was? I don't think it's going to hit that fever pitch, but it has an opportunity to at least become way better than what it is now in the eyes of a lot of people that's going to pick up the game later. But then you remember Witcher 3, the base story was really good, but what really set it apart was the DLC. The DLC like a whole nother level. Now, if Cyberpunk comes out with DLC on level with that, then you start going into a completely different conversation. At that point, people are going to be looking at this game like, yo, I don't even remember what the heck was wrong with this game before, because by the time they came out with like Witcher 3, the complete edition, that game was pretty flawless in the way that it played on pretty much every platform. And that might be what you're looking at with this game too. Like I said, most people are not most people, but some people are not going to forgive and forget what happened. And they're going to beat their chest and sing to the moon to say CD Projekt Red is not deserving of the platform that people give them. But the majority has spoken, and 13 million people still this game, and people are still buying this game right now, and that's all that matters. So ultimately, it really doesn't matter because the consumers have spoken to an extent.
Yeah, my Steam list is filled with people playing Cyberpunk right now on all kinds of different computers.
They broke a day one record for most people on Steam.
Yeah, I was one of them. Yeah, it's crazy. A single player game. That's awesome.
Single player game. Over 1 million people playing a single player game on day one.
I love it. Single player games in my
some
life.
of it has to do with what we're going through right now, or do you guys think that?
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great question.
A lot of numbers are juiced because a lot of people have more time, spending it at home with their families and being able to do 90% of your shopping.
Instead of sitting with their families, they're playing video games.
Or figuring out a way to make fucking bots to fucking buy PS5s and Xbox Series X and 3080s.
That's another job for some people right now.
I see that as like, if you can buy like 5 Xboxes or 5 PlayStation 5s, you can afford to do, you can afford putting food on the table. You can afford doing all this other stuff. So, like, you don't need to like freaking, but if you want to buy like 1 or 2 of them and sell it, I understand that. But like 5 of them.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so and I agree with you, but I'm gonna tell you, this is a capitalist society, and the problem. This is the problem. The problem is this: I think there is many. There's a lot of bots out there. Let's be 100%. That's a problem. But the fact that you see so many posted like in these different like Facebook Marketplace and eBay and stuff like that. That's not all bots. That is people real life. Like shout out to my best friend. My best friend, I got him. He was looking for a PS5 forever. He could not find one. And I said, yo, if you're not on Twitter, you lose it to everybody on Twitter because those people are following people that actually know what's up. So I said, get on Twitter, follow Wario64, and whenever he posts something about when these things go live, you want to get into a queue and get it. So he ended up getting his very first from the PlayStation Store. And he got it like within a week of me telling that he finally got one. And then he said he was just sitting there. He was just looking through Twitter because, Twitter is very addicting after you finally get in there. So he's looking on Twitter and he sees that Wario posts again and saying that, yo, PS5 has a queue. Go in there and get one. He says, well, what the hell? Let me see if I can get another one. And got another one. And guess what? In his mind, he's like, yo, this thing sells for $1,100. I can just we're talking about a person that just wanted to get one, and they turned into a scalper because everybody they know what the value of it is. So there's people like somebody offered me $900 for my PS5. They told me, dude, he said, you got to play it? I said, yeah, dude, I'll give you $900 for yours. I was like, that's tempting. I said, if you give me $1,400, I'll go home and box it up and give it to you right now. I say you give me $1,400 for my PS5 right now. I'll wait for another one to come to the store. And
because you can wait. You're one of those kind of guys that can wait.
Yeah,
but some people just can't wait.
I don't care.
I couldn't wait.
But that's the biggest thing that's going on right now. There's more people that had they didn't even think about wanting to sell these systems. They just wanted to get one. But once they got one and they got themselves taken care of, they see dollar signs out there because everybody's out here, especially during Christmas time, trying to get and secure this system. Now everybody's scalping, even if they weren't one. Now that's going to subside a lot after the holiday. Probably like after the first 2 weeks after the holiday, you're going to see those numbers go drastically down. People are just going to be trying to offload them just because they don't want to be stuck with, inventory when stores start readily getting them. But that's why I kind of understand how people feel about the whole scalping thing, because the majority of people that are doing it now are people that were just like me and you and everybody else in here. They just are taking advantage of something that they never thought they would ever have a chance to take advantage of.
That's different, but like there's people who went from the sneaker world and are selling thousands of people. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on those. Those are
That's
the people
bullshit.
those are the people that need to just put under the dirt. But I also know people that literally didn't want to scalp and ended up with 10 of them. Because they
saw an opportunity, right?
They do nothing but sit on the PlayStation app. Like he sent me a picture of every internet capable device in his house.
Wow.
He had like 10 screens up.
Like the Matrix.
Q on it. I was like, bro, what is you doing? He's
that's
like,
that's how you get sucked into the Matrix.
He said, I'm trying to get another PlayStation. I was like, dude, you already got 5. Then he sends me a picture of his room, and he got like 7 of them sitting there. I was like, bro, you don't need all these plays. He said, man, dog, Sony is literally letting anybody get these things. And let's be for real, that's another problem. Why is Sony not limiting? Because you have to have a PlayStation account to buy from the PlayStation Store. Mm-hmm. You have to log in with an account. So why are they letting you buy multiple accounts if your account already registers that you bought one? That's a problem in itself.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think they were only allowing you to buy one.
You can only buy one at a time, right?
At a time, but you I guess you can buy more.
Can you do family sharing or whatever?
Yeah, you can do family sharing and stuff, but it's the fact
that work?
It still works.
Is that the way that maybe he got around it?
No, you can still log in with your account and buy another. You can only buy in one session. You can buy one PS5.
Oh, I got you. I know what you're saying.
But that's the thing, though. Once you buy it, your account should be registered that you have PS5 purchased on it. So they should.
You're talking about the PS5 Q?
Yes, the Q.
Because I got 2 that way.
Yeah, so you got to log in, and they tell you right in the description, they say you must you must have an active PS5 account. And I know he hasn't made extra PS5 because you could just make multiples.
And I did not. And I was able to use my same account and got one sent to my nephew and one sent to my brother.
So
brother-in-law.
And that's the problem right there. That's part of the problem. It is allowing you to buy multiples under the same account.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then I hit the thing and I was like, oh shit, it works. So I guess you can do that. Yeah. You're right. That is a problem.
Okay, Forte, I got a quick question for you, man, because you're in the retail space, man. Obviously these consoles are hard to come by. I mean, are you? And I don't know how much you can speak to this, but are you guys getting more PS5s, more Series X, Series S consoles now, or
not to New Year?
Okay,
it's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Okay.
It's a BRAP.
Yeah,
it's a BRAP.
So I'm gonna tell you, this is when I truly realized it was a wrap on getting these systems in store. Because normally they give us an allocation number, like so they'll say, like they did it like pre-orders. They'll say, "Oh, your store has this many you can sell for pre-order, and you can't go over that number because they cut you off." So on, I want to say not this past Saturday, the Saturday before, I had people, and anybody that knows me, I always tell people this. They'll say, when are you going to get this? I say, trust me, you will know about when you can get it before a person that works at the store will know about it. You will.
You got everyone lined up at your store before you get there?
I went to, because I was delivered. I had to drop off some FedEx packages because shout out to FedEx for not picking up packages that people want to get before Christmas. So I had to go drop those off at the actual FedEx store because they refused to come pick up packages from certain locations, which is crazy. So I went to go do that. And I get a phone call from my assistant on the phone. And I'm already on my way back to the store. And she tells me, it's like, what's up? I said, what's up? She was like, yo, PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X are going to be they're going to be on the website, and they gave us a allocation to sell off the website. I was like, huh? When did this happen? I was like, no. I said, when is it? She said, what's happening in 15 minutes? I was like, no way. You pulling my leg. It's not you telling me that it's going to be. And she said, and we already got 20 something people in the store. I was like, well,
oh my God,
how did these people know? So I walk into the store, and no joke, the first I asked one, I said, dude, how did you find out about this? They said, oh, GameStop sent out emails over like an hour ago saying that we're going to have them exclusively in store. You have to go in store if you want to order one. And then I was following Wario 64, and he had it an hour before that. And then I'm like, how the heck do you? And then I said, so this is true. You do literally find out stuff before I do. And what happens within 5 minutes after that? We get an email saying, "Oh, be ready. PlayStation 5 and Series X going to be on the website." And I'm like, yo. This is crazy. So it was just a fact. So that's what I knew.
Does it make it harder for you guys then at that point?
It doesn't make it harder. It just makes it so now because it's like
there's no consistency. You don't know when they're going to be there.
Right. We don't know when it's going to show up. And when they did it on the website, that in my mind told me these are not coming to the store. No, they're not coming to the store into the new year.
Gotcha. Because dude, if I had your job, I would wear a bulletproof vest every day because that's got to be the hardest job to deal with people.
No, at this point, people kind of understand that they're still going to ask the question. I mean, the biggest thing I tell them, I try to be as transparent as possible. I say, yo, I understand you're going to be asking. They say, I know you hear this question all the time. I say, well, unfortunately, I'm going to tell you no right now. But I'm not going to tell you not to come back to the store tomorrow and ask again because I don't know. You might be the lucky person that 5 minutes before you call, I'll be like, yo, get into the store. We got some on the website that you can order.
Yeah,
that just seems like how it kind of is. But this also is a directive from Sony and Microsoft too, because they don't want people shopping heavily in stores for these systems. So they're not mandating that you can sell systems in your store, but they're recommending that you only do it off the website.
Huh.
So this is like kind of a directive that comes from like above retail when it comes to that, but they don't have to, because Walmart, they still sell their systems in store. They just do it one day. It's like every other Saturday, first thing in the morning. I seen pictures of people lined up outside, and all of a sudden they got 50 PlayStation 4s walking out the door because they did it all at one time on a Saturday. So it's different in different retailers, but for the most part, it looks like they're not going to show back up until New Year. And it seems even worse like April for some of these systems.
Wow. Yeah. My friend works corporate at Best Buy. He works at he works in like the digital distribution center, but he has sort of an ear to the ground when it comes to most of the departments, when it comes to electronics. And he's telling me that nothing's going to be on shelves. You're not going to see lines and lines and rows of PS5s or in Series X or even Series S until around April, March, April timeframe.
Wow. That's a long time, man.
Yeah. But because they're still building, and this is the crazy thing, Enrique, they're still manufacturing for the online pre-orders that they couldn't fill like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after.
You mean like Amazon?
Well, like 2-3 weeks after when I pre-ordered in June. So 2-3 weeks after that is when where they're at right now.
Wow.
Do you think that's how far behind they are?
That's crazy.
For online pre-orders. It's crazy. And like people like now who are just like, well, Walmart has some now. Bam. That's Walmart stock. That's not the online pre-order stock. It's like they're different stockpiles of shit. It's ridiculous.
I tell you what, if it wasn't for social media, I probably wouldn't have a PlayStation 5 because
absolutely not. Jeff Keighley, he tweeted, "Oh, Walmart's gonna have PS5s in 25 minutes." So I was like, "Fuck dinner! I'm sitting at the computer." My wife's like, "What are you doing right now?" I'm like, "I got a PS5 right the fuck now," because Jeff said, and I got it as soon as it went up there. I was in it. I had loaded up my Walmart account, fucking was ready to rock and roll. Came on, put it in my cart, set it, forget it. It came the day of. Came at 8 a.m. Fucking beautiful.
It's funny, man.
Like shit.
I went to GameStop, like where they had like the last minute, like oh, we're gonna pre-orders go live, and I remember like I told my wife, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I was calling my GameStop. They're like, oh, pre-orders haven't gone live yet. I'm like, yeah, but it's on Twitter. Like they're saying it's live. They're like, no. My GameStop's like, no, not yet. And I remember, I was like, okay, I'll be there like at 7:00. And I remember thinking about, I'm like, and I'm watching Twitter, and everyone's like, oh, I'm going to GameStop right now. I'm going to GameStop. I'm like, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, you know what? I can't wait till 7:00. I need to go now. And I told my wife, like, look, I know you don't understand this, but I need to go because I'm not going to get PlayStation 5. And
they don't know.
They don't.
Unless you have a wife that does know, and you know what? More power to you. But my wife looks at me like I have three heads when I say, you know what? I got to sit online, hit F5 for an hour and a half. That's my life right now.
Yeah,
she'll just shake her head, close the door.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife does the same thing. She's like, but so it's funny. Like, if it was for social media, like I wouldn't have a PlayStation 5 because I went to GameStop and I saw like the chaos that was that pre-order, like 14 people in line.
I couldn't imagine.
After I got there was 14 people and I got the second to last pre-order.
Whew.
Had I gone at 7:00, I would have been screwed. And I remember going launch day. There's people outside, like walking around, like trying to. Will you sell me your PS5?
Yeah, people with cash. I heard my friend did the same thing. He got a pre-order in at a brick and mortar store. I don't know if it was Best Buy or GameStop, and someone was outside and he had like $1,600 or something in front of him. He's like, "Dude, I'll pay you right now." And my friend's like, "No, dude, I want to play fucking Dark Souls. See ya." Crazy.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna sell my PS5 because I wanted to play some Demon Souls, like
or Demon Souls. Yeah. And that's just it. It's like the people who want it, like they want it. They don't give a fuck, man. Day one, I probably wouldn't have given mine up for $2,000, dude. I knew it was gonna be fucking hard to get for at least a week. I didn't think it was gonna be hard to get till fucking March.
Yeah. Hey, is this like in terms of console launches? I'm trying to think. Like I always felt like after the holidays,
hard to get. PS2 was the hardest to get for me that I can remember.
Yeah, I don't.
I got mine. I was dating a girl and she bought it for me at launch. So I was like, "Whoa, shit! Maybe I should be more serious in this relationship."
No.
I was not. I will go on the record by saying I was not more serious. But anyways, all my friends at PS2 came out. I was in college at the tail end, and I was the only one, I think, out of the entire school that had one. So people would come over and check out SSX, check out Time Splitters. And I was like, "Yeah, this is the shit." And they're like, "Oh, man, how'd you get this?" I was like, "Honestly, I have no fucking clue. My girlfriend got it." And everyone's like, "Oh, that's the coolest girl ever." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah, she's all right.
She's okay. Guess what? She's still not. She's not my girlfriend. But yeah, I think that was the hardest one because everyone had showing our age. I remember the Super Nintendo launch. Everyone had Super Nintendos. Everyone had regular Nintendos when they came out. Everyone had Saturns that wanted them, obviously, because that's like the stepchild. No one talks about that. Everyone who wanted a Dreamcast could have got a Dreamcast or a Nintendo 64. There was never a short supply where I lived, and I lived in northern Vermont at the time when all those came out. Like that's the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was like one Toys R Us for like 150 miles, and so like I went there and there was no problem. Like I didn't pre-order. There was no pre-orders back in those days. I went there with my mom and dad, and they're like, "Well, do you want the Nintendo? Let's see what they have." And sure as shit, they had Super Mario 64, Mario, fucking Wave Race, and I'm like, I want it all. So my dad was like, "Let's get it all."
That's the thing now. They didn't have pre-orders. It was kind of like first come, first serve basis.
It was just there, and
it was just different.
Like I remember, like my bumfuck neck of the woods, fucking Toys R Us had like shit. Like looking at it now that I know like logistics and like what like a box could be on a pallet, maybe. Let's see, maybe 25, 30, I'd probably say 70 consoles, 70 Nintendo 64s launch in that Vermont store. I mean, that people don't understand Vermont. Like if they're not from Vermont, like there's nothing around. Like so that was just it. So it's not like New Jersey or like, Maryland or outside of outside of Detroit, like Forte. I mean, like we're talking like this is the middle of nowhere. And this place was stocked ready to rock and roll like a launch weekend.
Yeah.
So, and that was right before Christmas, I think.
Yeah. So Al, I don't mean to put you on the spotlight because we're getting close to 11:00, and I have to ask you a question or two.
Oh yeah.
My first question is this: Is Miyazaki a genius?
Oh, Miyazaki is a genius. However, man, he probably should not have gotten in bed with George R.R. Martin, and that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about Elden Ring. That's all I'm gonna say about Elden Ring.
Why do you feel like Elden Ring?
That's probably all you're gonna hear about Elden Ring for a while, and you're definitely not gonna be playing it for a while.
It's gonna be like his book then, his last book of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Let's just say a conflict of interest may be happening right now. But the first problem with Elden Ring was development. I heard that they ran into like a brick wall and how the game was going to play out. And like the first half was incredible, but they didn't know how to like do like an end game or the second half, and they just sort of fell off a steep cliff. And I heard that they may have gone back to the drawing board early last year. So we're talking another 2 years from last year. So it put another year, 2023, 2022, maybe 2022.
Wow.
Don't quote me, but don't bank on it. Don't bank on Elden Ring coming out anytime soon.
I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon either, man.
No. Yeah. We might get a trailer this year, but I would doubt it. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jeff Grubb's like hinting." I doubt it. Seriously doubt.
So Al, there's a reason why I bring up Miyazaki, because I want to ask you about something else that you kind of talked about many, many months ago. Bloodborne.
Yes.
Are we getting a remaster of Bloodborne?
Yes.
On PS5.
Yes. Sure.
When?
Why not? Oh, that is the big question. You know, everyone wants to use the cop-out cancer. The cop-out answer. Did I say cancer? I did not mean to say.
You did say cancer.
No offense. I meant the constellation. You know, the crab. The cop-out answer is, well, COVID pushed everything back, and to a degree, everyone, it's some bullshit right there. But I'm going to use that as the answer. I'll couple that with the PS5, PlayStation movement. I mean, that's a real thing that's going to happen. They're going to put more PlayStation games on Steam or EGS or whatever the fuck platform they want. But that's been delayed. That might be tied into the Bloodborne thing or not. I mean, I don't know. Bloodborne on PC is very real. Bloodborne on PS5 is 80% real. If that makes any sense to people, because my source says that it had inputs that would allude that it would be on PlayStation format, so it wouldn't run like this on a PS4. I mean, he's talking high frame rates, better fidelity, but I mean, it's running on a Steam test site right now, but it's not like, I don't know. It's not ready, I guess. I don't know what to say. I'm not making it. I was told, shit, I told you about that win, Enrique. I mean, you can tell everybody.
This is back in the summertime.
You can be candid. Yeah.
No, this is you told us this back in like June, July.
Yeah. I was told that it would be out before the end of the fall.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that. And actually someone else.
And here we aren't. You know?
Yeah, no.
It's strange.
Well, you also told me about Demon Souls.
Yeah, that was a definite. But everybody knew about that. I mean, if you were paying attention, you would have figured that out. But yeah, my friend was like, "Yeah, Demon Souls is what Blue Point is doing."
God, it's so good, by the way. They did it. I mean,
oh my God, it's incredible.
Yeah,
but it's still it's a lot easier than half of the Dark Souls games.
It's more broken in good ways, I think. Dark Optimus.
I don't know. I think that there's some dark. Demon Souls was hard. I don't know.
Really?
I didn't think
hard.
The original when it first came out, it was hard, but like
I think the bosses. I don't know. I don't know. The thing with Dark Souls, you got more checkpoints, right?
Mm-hmm. Now Sekiro,
you can. Oh, Sekiro is hard as fuck, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Sekiro is the hardest fucking.
Sekiro beat my ass, and I'll tell you what though, I saw a lot of DNA in the final boss battle of Demon Souls and the final boss battle of Sekiro. Now that I look back at both boss battles, it's kind of interesting. But you know, Al, I gave up on Sekiro when I played it on PC. That 60 FPS. Oof, that's how you play that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm thankful that I had a good PC when that came out, because
I was better at playing that, like the whole timing. Yeah, to get those blocks with your katana. You know.
Nikiri counter, dog. That's the number one move in that game, and everyone's
you have to master that.
If you can't do it, you might as well trade that game in, man.
Oh, you're screwed. Yeah. But it's so much easier than on PC at 60 FPS.
Yeah, that really window, the timing window is open. It's nice.
Mm.
Okay, I see in the chat someone's asking, is Silent Hill real? Should I break their heart or should I lie to them?
I think you should break their heart.
Not yet. Daniel Wine, not yet.
All right,
you can run with that.
So Al, let me ask you a question real quick.
I think that I mean, he announced today that he's working on something that his old fans are going to like from an older franchise, and it's going to be a spiritual Silent Hill style thing, but it's not Silent Hill.
It's not Silent Hill, yeah.
No, Konami owns that shit, and guess what? Even though that dude created it and made it, it's not going to be Silent Hill.
Yeah. Let me ask something, Al. Have you heard anything about Halo Infinite?
Yeah, I knew it was going to get delayed the day it was shown, and then they were like, "We're going to delay it, but we don't know when." And I tweeted, I said, my contact told me, he's like, "This is actually a fall 2021 game," and everyone laughed at me. Everyone's like, "No, it isn't. No, there's no way." Like, and guess what? Surprise, motherfucker! It is a 2021 game.
Is it going to be on? Do you think it's going to get pushed to?
I hope so.
Series X only.
I hope so. I have no idea though. I hope so. And I'm gonna be that guy who don't make next gen consoles and make games that are only for last gen consoles, dude. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm tired of hearing the argument of, PC's been doing that for years. We can scale stuff. No,
yeah, because PC's still better than your fucking
PC's completely different than a fucking console, though. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People are they get so involved in that stuff, and it's like, guys, you realize like PC is a completely different beast compared to a console. Like
a mid-gen PC from 2016 with mid-gen parts can kick the shit out of the fucking next generation consoles.
Oh yeah, paper, for sure.
On paper, obviously it takes developers. Obviously it takes time. Yeah. And obviously it takes the
Al.
But for the majority, there you go, man. I would bet PC every day.
Yeah. So Al. So what about those two big games we heard about? There's something that Sony's apparently has two games in their back pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Is this the rumored Quentin Cobb game?
Well, Quentin Cobb's gone. He's at
he went somewhere else, right?
He's at ZeniMax Online now.
Okay. The rumored Sony games,
but he was working on a Sony game.
Oh, I don't know. Is that the San Diego studio?
Yeah, and there's supposed to be a Metal Gear Solid, maybe another game.
I don't think that's well. I heard that Metal Gear Solid might be coming back, but I don't know who's doing it. Everyone thinks it's Blue Point, but I don't think so.
Blue Point needs to do something on their own when they are.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see.
Al, have you heard anything that's spicy that you can share?
Spicy. I mean, well, okay. So tying back to my Nintendo, if there's Nintendo fans out there, I apologize. I'll probably butcher this, but I'm hearing that the new Zelda game is gonna be like 10 times more crazy with like more shit that you can possibly do, like
even more open world.
Yeah, like taking that to an nth degree, if you will. I mean, you can already chop trees down and like roll them around and shit like that, and you can do like crazy shit. Like everything is like insane in that game, right? But like they're talking about like character building with like say companion dogs and stuff that can follow you and stuff like that. It's just like little things. It sounds like they're gonna more refine multiple playable characters. Apparently, there's gonna be a big blowout. The Switch Pro is real too, by the way, and expect that shit pretty soon to be announced.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying that one.
And
Forte, have you seen any SKUs?
No,
that shit is real. But that's not from my sources. But like, there's too much smoke to be,
So wait. So Al, so you say pretty soon? Are you talking about like?
I'm talking spring time frame. We're gonna hear about a Pro.
Yeah.
It will coincide with Breath of the Wild 2, and Breath of the Wild 2 will be Nintendo's biggest hyped game ever, and probably for a good reason.
Go ahead, Forte.
Do you think they go the route of saying that it's Switch Pro only?
Yeah. Oh no, I think they're gonna make a. It's gonna be like Breath of the Wild. They're gonna make a Wii U version and a Switch version. Yeah, it'll be like that.
That's what I was thinking. Well, that's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
actually, either they'll make it only that, or they'll make a version that takes advantage of the Pro.
Whatever version is running it at 1080 or 1440 and 60 frames a second, which I hear is the specs for the Switch Pro, is the version I'm gonna buy.
Wait, so you heard the specs for the Switch Pro is gonna be 1440?
Aiming 1440 and 60 frames a second standard.
Oh, so Nintendo gets
NVIDIA?
And it's going to be the only one that probably will have DLSS native.
Woo! Yes!
That is a big bombshell right there.
Dude, that's
And
why
people don't realize, like,
dude, DLSS saved my ass on
DLSS will literally bring Nintendo, like, I mean, it'll literally bring them like right to the front lines, because AMD wants to, like, I hate to be the guy who busts on AMD, but dude, AMD, man, they need a fucking reality check. They want to pussyfoot around and be like, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make a DLSS, combat it with our own software, but they don't have anything yet. They still don't. Big Navi.
What is it called?
Big whoop-de-doo. Who cares? I'm not going to spend less money on a graphics card that still can't top a fucking 3080. I'll grab a 3080 and fucking stomp the AMD into the ground, dude.
But Al, like, what is it? Super resolution or something? Is that what it's called? I forget what AMD.
It's dynamic.
No, it's AMD's variant of that.
Oh, yeah,
super resolution or something.
But it's not even in the finalized stages yet. We're talking.
And DLSS is like, this is like generation 2.
It's on generation 2. It'll be on generation 2 point whatever or 3 when the Switch Pro launches, Switch Max, whatever they want to call it. But think about that. That technology in a console is massive, especially for a handheld.
Dude,
you could up-res to 4K in your hand.
So I see it
from a 1080p screen.
I see it right now.
So do you think if you have a regular Switch, you should upgrade to a Pro then?
I mean, if you matter, if you're ever going to play your Switch like docked, like myself, I only play it docked. I've never played my Switch in handheld ever. That just drives me crazy. That is the reason why you would want to do it. Same with the Xbox Series. Is like, do you want to play Xbox games at 1080p or do you want to play them at up to 4K? That's why I bought an Xbox Series X. I want to play it on 4K. And now I'm looking for a Series X 4K. When you get one, send one my way, please. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty awesome, dude. I'm excited for Nintendo's next hardware, and because they're Team Green, NVIDIA, there's that PC Master Race verbiage. I can't wait, man. Yeah. DLSS is an RTX native. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, man. You're going to see the difference between software rendering RTX and hardware rendering RTX. And they're like, well, there are hardware rendering RTX cores on the AMD software. I'm like, yeah, sure. But they're like 3 generations behind what NVIDIA's doing. You be prepared for Nintendo just to turn heads, dude. With this new hardware, it's going to be incredible.
And yeah, that gets me so hyped. I mean, because Nintendo, obviously their games are solid, right? But it's funny. Like we had John Linneman on from Digital Foundry back in May. He talked about DLSS 2.0. Like he's like, dude, he's like, you could basically take a 1080p image. And you could take a 720p image. The computer thinks that it's registering a 720p image and make it look like 4K. He said even better than 4K. He said even better
from the eye.
Yeah, he even said even better than 4K.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what?
a quarter of the CPU and GPU usage. That's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, look, DLSS 2.0 has saved my ass in Cyberpunk. It's the only reason I'm running ray tracing lighting. And getting, in some instances, 60 plus frames, 60, 65. But like I said, I mean, obviously, and maybe with the patch now, it probably improved. But, in busier scenes, I'm dropping like half that. But if it wasn't for DLSS 2.0, I wouldn't be able to touch ray trace lighting and 60 FPS. That just wouldn't happen.
It's phenomenal tech.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. Go ahead.
And I know I shit on AMD, but when they make their equivalent and they add it to the new consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox, that's when you're going to see shit ramp up. It's going to be incredible.
That's good. Yeah, it's gonna be balls. Yeah. What about
It's going to be balls. Is that good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, oh, that's good. Okay.
I don't even know why I said that. I think Forte.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I've never said that in my life. I say Forte. Have you ever heard me say that before?
It's going to be balls.
There's a first for everything.
It's those IPAs, man.
Yeah. So other than that, I think that's basically it. That's my well has run dry, so to speak.
No Xbox stuff. No more PlayStation.
No, man.
All right.
No. But that's what we got. Oh, you know what? I did hear that Gran Turismo is going to be sooner than we think it is going to be coming out. So that's all I heard.
April 2021.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be first quarter. I'm sorry, not first half.
That
first
sounds
quarter.
about right.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
they've been going off about trying to get their games out as quickly as possible this next coming year. Anyways,
I'm so terrible at racing games, but I'm so excited about getting that game to be terrible at. The worst person to buy a game.
Yeah, I don't
because it looks good.
No, yeah, I mean it looked great, but I'm not.
Oh yeah,
I'm not buying racing games. But I tell you what, Al, out of everything
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, Al, I gotta be honest with you. Nintendo Switch Pro. Oh my, I do day one for me.
Right? Oh man, and you can take your back catalog and just that'd be nice.
And with DLSS, oh, whew.
Yeah, and they. I'm not even talking. They haven't said any. My source did not say anything about backwards stuff like being up-res, but you know how easy it is to do because it's all AI driven anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Oh my goodness!
I go back to Breath of the Wild, like waiting for the Breath of the Wild 2 to come out if it came out before, obviously. But
yeah, wow.
Ridiculous.
All right, Al. One more question. 38 Ti, is that coming?
Yes. Undoubtedly.
January.
Undoubtedly. 20 gigabytes of RAM.
January announcement, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they have that they've already teased it, but that's what everyone's thinking. So
do you think 3070 Ti is announced alongside it or before?
After.
Oh, you think it's gonna be after?
They want people to buy the 3080 Ti first.
On their end to do it because the 3080 Ti, the 3070 might be the better value.
Exactly. That's exactly it. If it's going to be cheaper, it's going to come after. They want you to buy the most expensive thing.
So Al, do I wait for a 37 Ti or do I get the 38 Ti?
How much do you want to spend? Do you want to spend $900 for the 3080 Ti, or do you want to spend $700 for the 3070 Ti? I
don't know what I'm coming from a 2070. So what's the better?
What monitor are you playing on? Is it 4K?
No, I got a 1440.
Oh, then you only need a 3070. Don't go overkill. People are like, I need it. If you're not running a 4K monitor, then you don't need a 3080. End of story.
You don't. Yeah, that's the main thing because you don't. The only reason you need that is if you got the VRAM. The VRAM is what puts you over the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every once in a while I'll hook my PC to the OLED 4K.
All this PC talk hurts my head.
Come on, man.
Dark.
Numbers. TI numbers.
Dark. You know what? It's because you hate PCMR, but it's okay, man.
I mean, it's not true. You know that.
If you don't want to wait at all, just get a 3090 and you're at the top.
They're so expensive though.
I feel like that's overkill. At least for me, it's overkill. Like I don't think I need a 3090.
It's a developer board too, and you're going to get newer RAM on the 3080 Ti, so you might want to wait.
That's true.
You I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
You're going to get newer RAM on the 38. And as of right now, VRAM rise, unless I keep hearing that it's going to be a 3090 Ti. Which is
my god,
3090 Ti.
The 3090 is like half the size of my PC case.
Is it going to make love to you?
Oh man, I just hear that. I'm hearing
for $1,200. I would hope so.
I just keep hearing like well above 40 VRAM. So
Jesus, man, what do you need 40 VRAM for? Unless you're designing a Pixar movie.
I mean, it's a server at that point.
Jesus, I don't get it. Yeah,
somebody.
Some people will get it. You know that there's enthusiasts out there that will.
You got to think. They don't have the Titan was going for what $2,000 between $2,000 and $3,000.
Oh man, terrible.
They don't have anything in that price point right now. And if they can give you the value of a Titan, well, they can give you the value of a 3090 with just more VRAM and that updated VRAM. They're gonna give the 3080 Ti. They're gonna do it, and somebody's gonna buy it.
This guy right here. This cat. Well, obviously, if I can get one.
Al,
I was
it's just a numbers game. They even if they sell 1,000 of them, they still win. 1,000 graphics cards at that much money, man.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's well. I can't even. Yeah, I can't even think of a 3090 Ti. That's yeah.
You'd be buying you maybe buy a small car instead of buying that.
Pretty much.
I mean, think about it. It's like $4,000.
You're basically future proof until the 40 series comes out.
Pretty much.
Until like Cyberpunk.
And everybody inadequate again. They're just gonna spend the money again.
I mean, if you had 3090 Ti, you probably future proof for a little while, like a minute. Like
you're future proof right now with a 2080 Ti. You don't need a 3080.
You got 2080 Ti, you're probably good.
Think about the original Titan though. The original Titan was stomped out by the 980 Ti, and then like the second gen Titan was stomped out by the 1080 Ti. The other TIs just like eliminated their need for the Titan, and they even had Ti in there to like laugh at the Titan. It's like that's what the Ti stands for. It's like Ti Titan. It's just like it's stupid. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I'll never understand Nvidia's modeling, but I do know that you wait for the TIs or wait for the 80s, and that sounds stupid, but it's pretty good to wait for those.
For the 80 version of the Ti.
Well, that's why.
And so the gold 980 Ti was gold, 1080 Ti was gold.
So it's funny, like
Ti gotta be gold, right? Well, historically.
Yeah. So that's why I've kind of like waited, because I'm like, if they're gonna come out with the 37 Ti. Like you said, I got a 1440p monitor. I'd rather get either a 3070 Super if they do a Super again, or a 3070 Ti.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference right there. Do you want to, like he said, do you want to spend 800 to 1,000, or do you want to spend 800? Do you want to spend 1,500?
It's a big price jump.
That's a jump, because you got to think because all they're going to do is phase out the 3080 and the 3070. You won't be able to find those no more. And instead of the price points being 500 for a 3070, the price point is going to jump to basically the 3070 is going to take the price of the 3080 and the 3080 Ti.
99.
Yep, and then the 3080 Ti is going to take the place of it's going to sit, because a lot of people looked at that price structure and they was like, yo, there is nothing between $800 and $1,500.
Yeah, that's where that's going to be $900. Yeah,
that's where that's between $1,000 and $1,200 sits at. That's where that Ti going to sit at, and then they still have the
good point, Forte.
They still have that 3090 sitting there at $1,500, and they may refresh that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, gentlemen, it's 11 o'clock, and I got one more IPA in me.
Come on, man.
You're supposed to drink that while you're on BRAP.
No, I'm doing it right now, dude.
Cut the camera on. Let's see it.
No, I'm not cut my. No, if I cut the camera, I'm going to be shirtless like you, Forte.
That's
shirtless. Is it that hot in Maryland?
I know. No, it's definitely not hot in Maryland, man. Actually, it's supposed to be like 60 degrees tomorrow with a bunch of rain, apparently. So.
We might get snow here in New Jersey.
I believe it, man. But no, I want to give a big shout out to everyone in the live chat. By the way, happy holidays, everyone. Hopefully,
happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all the other stuff. I don't know what else.
Whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I guess Happy Holidays covers it all, but
yeah,
I'm old school, so I just say Merry Christmas. I'm sorry, not because I'm an asshole. Well, because I'm an asshole, I say Merry Christmas.
Everybody make 2020
Dark Feliz Navidad.
Everybody
Feliz Navidad.
Shout out to this Nakatomi building that's on your Twitter account.
Oh yeah, man.
Where'd you get that from?
That's from the Die Hard 35th
Where'd you get that out?
Best Buy.
Dude, I gotta get that. I saw the building. I'm like, what?
I was like,
go on Amazon, look at Nakatomi. Look, Die Hard plus Nakatomi. That's the edition that I got. I think it was Blu-ray. It wasn't the UHD, but that little Nakatomi thing is dope. It's about as tall as like a beer can. It's awesome.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that looks pretty hot.
Yeah, I like that.
I just got the UHDs last week, so I decided to take a little.
I like how he spread out his love of Die Hard and say, "Look,
I love that shit, man."
I was arguing with somebody.
We're old now. We are old.
I was arguing.
Oh, I know we are old. I didn't know. For everybody in the panel and the Chop Chat, Enrique and I have been on multiple podcasts before, and today was the day that we found out that we're the same exact age.
I had no idea.
Hilarious. We're old as fuck. We're 75 years old.
You know what? I should have known that you were my age when we talked about like Castlevania.
Oh yeah,
Simon's
wood,
Quest.
wood paneling consoles. I mean,
Wood paneling consoles. Yeah.
Eric and I like go at it. We're always talking about like, you remember wood paneling consoles with one button? I'm like, oh shit, yes.
Dude, wood paneling consoles were hot back in the days.
Oh god, I used to like love that shit.
Kind of like Dark's mom, you know.
Oh,
I mean, you would know you're like 75 years old, so.
Yeah,
hey man, easy.
yeah.
It's going on 76.
Well, all right, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. But I want to say happy holidays to everyone in the live chat. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us for our Christmas Eve show, and give out a couple codes in the live chat.
Oh, what'd you give out? I didn't even see.
Yeah, PlayStation digital code and Xbox digital code.
For what?
No, just monetary amount gift card. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's dope. I missed that.
I gotta start like doing Steam stuff, for like Steam and for the PC gamers out there.
You know what you could do is you could give out like store gift cards, and they could get whatever they want. They could get a Nintendo card or
Optimus wanted me to do a Taco Bell gift card.
McDonald's bucks.
Yeah,
all the nuggets you can eat.
Who's eating a McRib right now? By the way,
nobody.
Did you get one?
No, I'm not getting one.
There's a billboard in my town, and I'm so tempted. My wife's like, "Ew, you actually eat those things?" I'm like, "Obviously, you've never had one. Of course, I want to try."
You want to eat cartilage?
I've had one once, and I fucking threw up from it.
Yeah,
I throw up from regular McDonald's, so it'd be just the same as normal. So I have to try it though.
The only good thing at McDonald's is the French fries, and that's it.
That's true. Yeah.
You ever read the book? You read the book Fast Food Nation. You'll never want to touch French fries ever again.
Oh, I already know about the nuclear side of those French fries.
Nuclear? What do you mean, like nuclear? What are they like? They made it Chernobyl?
No. I don't want to warp the end of this podcast into something it's not. But read Fast Food Nation. Everybody in the chat, check that out. It's good book.
Al, your cat.
Eric Schlosser. Did I pronounce your name wrong?
Al, your cat blinked at me.
It does. It moves. If you look at the logo, it'll blink
seriously.
Every 10 minutes it'll blink.
So you're not kidding then. It does blink.
It does not blink, people. Please God, no. I always just bust people.
I swear
it's a static image.
I'm telling you, dude, it's freaking me out.
All right.
Enrique, which eye is blinking?
I think Enrique has had too much.
Which eye is blinking? Is it doing like the full wink? Is it doing the?
No, it's giving the people's eyebrow right now.
Yeah, I'm saying well, you can definitely see the people's eyebrow in the picture.
Finally, next time you come, and I'm going to start saying that. Finally, the cat.
There you go. I need a wrestling intro.
Come back through BRAP. Yeah.
Awesome.
On that note, Al, dude, always a pleasure having you on BRAP, man. Glad you could join us on Christmas Eve.
Thanks for letting me rant. I like to go off on tangents for multiple minutes at a time.
Okay, man.
Sorry.
No, dude. It's always a pleasure. Let everyone know they can find you if you want to be found on Twitters.
You can find me at alcoholocaust. That's it. At Alcoholocaust, or you can look up the Drunk Cat. I tweet some pretty funny shit most of the time.
You do,
not to toot my own horn, and I keep it real. I retweet a lot of good sites that people should check out.
No, you do. Yeah, you got
to keep everybody in the know, and I bust on everybody equally. I don't try to pick on anybody specific. I'm very anti console wars because I think that's ridiculous. And I should say platform wars. But so if anybody fucks anything up, I'm right there to laugh at their face. and that's everybody so far.
No, this is true. You
are like, oh, you're a Sony fanboy because you had like the PS5 logo as your avatar for like a day. I'm like, dude, get over yourself. Fucking Ghost of Tsushima was coming out, and I've changed my avatar to a fucking cat in a samurai outfit because I thought it was hilarious. Doesn't mean I'm a fanboy.
Fire though, by the way.
Oh yeah, especially when fucking Sucker Punch liked it and they retweeted it. But it's just I get excited about games, dude, and I think that's what people need to do these days. Is there's not much to get excited about when you're stuck inside. Well, honestly, the most important thing is family, but my important.
Well, yeah, I mean, like in the gaming world, it's games, right?
Exactly. It's to be excited about our hobby, and our collective hobby that we all love and enjoy is video games. And if you're not having fun playing video games, then get the fuck out and get a different hobby, dude. Go build a car or some shit, or
a car.
fucking solve fucking heart disease, or you know what I mean? Like, use your energy somewhere else. Don't get negative and just start berating people.
Even get out of bed in the morning, let alone build a car.
Yeah, well, Elon Musk can do it.
Yeah,
look at that stock.
It's well said, Al. But Al, seriously, man, always a pleasure. Love having you on, man. We got to get you back on BRAP again, and hopefully early in the new year, man.
Yo, you got to get me back on with the Dream Team. You got to get me with the Slow Mo. You got to get me with Eric. Where's B Money at?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a holiday. So
it's a reunion. We need a reunion show.
We should do. You know what? We should do a reunion show. That'd be great, man.
Cam's only reunion show. I'll actually bust a cam out.
Yeah, I will bust my cam out too, man. I'll do it,
man. I'll scare everybody.
Yeah, remember my cam? I was in the dark and
James looks like an old asshole. And you're right, I am an old asshole.
Oh my goodness! But Al, man, seriously, man, always a pleasure. Great having you on, man.
Yeah.
Definitely get you back on.
As always, awesome. And Dark, it was nice meeting you, and I had a good time.
Sure, man. Yeah, and I know Dark, Optimus, man, always a pleasure having you on, dude. Let me tell you something, man. The mom jokes, it's all jokes, it's all jokes, man.
Dude, that's the Latino in us, man.
It is, but I was
just rag on each other. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's all we do. It's like, it's funny. One of my best friends, Latino, man. He'll be like, "Hey, man, I grew up with this guy, right? Like, what happened?"
He's just like, "Hey, fool."
He does. He's like, "What's up?" Yeah, it's fun. But he'll send me like a random. He lives. So anyway, real quick. So I grew up with this guy. Met him in like 6th grade, 7th grade, and he had a family much earlier in his life than I did. Like, he was in his 20s, and I was still single. Well, anyhow, grew up in the same neighborhood, went to high school, whatever, blah blah blah. And stayed in touch. One of my best friends, and ended up moving in the same neighborhood, live on the same street as him. And it's funny, like, I see him, and he'll be like, "Hey, man, what's going on, man?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? What's good? He's like, "Nah, I mean, your mom just left my house. I'm good." That kind of stuff. That's so it really is a Latino thing.
It is, man. It really is.
Yeah. But Dark, it's funny, man. Like, we've done many podcasts, and like, it was like when you told me you're Latino, it was like, yes, this is awesome. You were awesome before. Now you're extra awesome.
Right?
Extra awesome. Latino awesome.
Yeah, you're Latino awesome.
It's a different kind of level.
Yeah, but Dark, let me know where they can find you, sir. And thank you for being on BRAP tonight. I appreciate it, man, as always. Oh, we lose him?
Hello.
I think we lost him, man. You guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox. Oh, did
he was eating a taco?
Do you guys? You might. Can you hear
me? Later.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys can find me on. You guys can. Is it breaking up or?
I don't know what he's talking
about. I think he's on a delay. Okay.
Are you on a plane?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Oh boy, Forte. Let me really can find you, man.
Is that better? Is it?
Good. Are you good? We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
God, this is
okay.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox. It's the same name. Well, Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. You guys can also check me out on the next podcast. I don't think we're gonna have a podcast this week, so it'll just be whenever, I guess, we probably in 2021 when we see you guys again on next. I don't know. I don't know what bots plans are for next, so we'll see. He usually like texts us like the day of, and he's just like, "Hey, you guys want to do a podcast today?" I'm like, "What the? Jesus Christ, man!"
Oh my goodness, that is too funny, man. I love Xbot, man. He's such a good dude, man.
He is a good dude.
Yeah, big shout out to Xbot. But no, Dark, always a pleasure having you on, man. Even though you have technical issues here at the end.
I know, man. I always have technical issues at the end, man.
It was kind of funny. Forte, man. Forte, I missed you, bro. I really did, bro. If I could hug you right now, I would, but I can't. But let me know where they can find you, man.
Yo, man, it's great to be back, man. It's Gaming Forte everywhere. Al, nice being on here with you again. Dark Optimus, you are always welcome to come back, even though you hate the show. It's
it's really not that I hate the show. It's I hate that one guy on here that just
Hey, shut your mouth, puto.
the one that be digging. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's been great show. The one thing I will tell everybody is, Christmas right around the corner, 2 days away, but think of this as, a chance to just wind down and relax. 2021 is literally around the corner, and make something different of that year than we are of this year. So that's the last thing I'll leave people with this year. But it's Gaming Forte everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live. As my dog, you want to say something to the people, Peyton? Want to say something? Because you in here, you must want to say something. You want to say something?
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I want to say a meme.
Go ahead.
When your birthday is technically in summer, but you sadly can't celebrate with your friends.
I know that is literally what 2020 is for my child, because
that's awesome.
Literally can't celebrate with my friends because my birthday happened in the middle of a pandemic. So
mine did too. Yeah.
So let's make 2021 better, and hopefully we get through this. But yeah.
Wait, Dad.
Yes, one more thing.
What if 2020 is the trailer of 2021, huh?
Did you?
Oh shit!
Oh,
I'm out.
No.
I'm out.
No, I saw that. No. I saw that. I saw that New Game Plus meme about 2021. No, that's not happening.
Listen,
New Game Plus meme. That's hilarious.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
No. What is it? The countdown on New Year's?
New Game Plus. Someone said 2020 plus 2021 New Game Plus. I said no, don't do that.
Harder boss fights, no respawns.
That's the one thing I will say about kids, man. They're very creative. Like
amazing.
20 is a trailer to 2021. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, check us out on DPS Podcast. Tomorrow, Slow Mo will be there. Supposedly, hopefully.
Wait, are you guys? Wait, you said tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah, he said he said he still wants to do it. So.
Dude, that's a great Christmas gift, by the way.
We're gonna be drinking wine. It's gonna probably be a little even worse than this show because it's
wine.
I want to hear
that.
No, wine. No. So listen, Slow Mo probably will be drinking wine.
I love you, Slow Mo.
I'm gonna have to go get the big dogfish because somebody
got 120 minute. Yeah,
don't give me that. But yeah, man, everybody just be safe. I know if we don't see you guys online or anything, just make sure you're taking care of yourselves and each other. But we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, next week we'll be live for the BRAP New Year's Eve show with New Year's Eve. I forgot who our guest is now. Jesus Jones. Who's our guest?
I don't know.
Oh, Lord
Saab.
Lord Saab.
Lord Saab. Thank you, Dark Optimus. I appreciate that. I actually kind of forgot.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Jesus. Too many IPAs. On that note,
you got to say Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, I need some.
Let me down.
Yeah. Oh my. Where's the guy from Big Lebowski? What's his name? Jesus.
The Jesus.
His name was Jesus.
Yeah. Did he have a? Does he have a movie coming out? Does he have a movie?
He did. He did have a movie. It flopped like a motherfucker.
Okay. All right. All right. On that note, guys. Hey, seriously, everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me, with Lord Simon from the Iron Lords. We're going to give our 2020 year in review in gaming and all that other great stuff. But everyone, have a safe, happy holidays, and we'll catch you next week. Big shout out to everyone in the live chat and to the panel. And on that note, we are out. Peace.